Oh my god, everything's working? Incredible. Good fucking morning, everyone. Welcome to the classiest place on earth and happy Faded Friday. My face hurts. Sinuses, they suck. Why they exist, nobody knows. It's a mystery of science. I know. Mornings are the worst. Like, is there ever a point in life where waking up doesn't suck? Like, I feel like I take it personal every morning. Like, my alarm goes off. Even if I wake up without my alarm, I'm like, why did I wake up? This sucks. Why do I keep doing this? Shoved a hair fuzzy in my ear. Little hairs. Good morning, everybody. Same shit every year at work, and things are slowed, and people are calling in looking for answers, and I just tell them same shit we have on the site. Yeah. Yeah. I hear some fucking weirdos wake up feeling refreshed. I think that's a lie. That's gotta be a lie. That can't be real. I want to meet that person. Do they have bodies in the basement? Are they killing? They're committing murders. That is unfortunate. Wait, hold on. Heltar. Heltar! Thank you. I've got a spun bra strap and it's driving me nuts. Happy Faded Friday. Thank you for subbing to the class, keeping the classy alive, and giving a fucking anus its wings. Please go forth and be consensual in all the ways because nothing in this world is sexier than pure sober consent. And thank you for fucking being here. I appreciate you. Thank you. You've been using your CPAP? Good. No one wakes up fresh. Also, a whole year. Holy shit.
Trouble. How?
I know I say that every time. I know I'm a broken record, but time honestly baffles me. Thank you for subbing to the class, keeping the class alive, and giving anus wings.
For a year! That's a long time. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you.
It will always baffle me, I think. Will, good morning. Ooh. Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about that. That's just my craft stack. I tried. Oh my god. I tried. So you guys know, like, I fucked my hand up and I'm in the middle of literally just a sewing project for funsies. And I hand sew. I don't have a sewing machine. So last night I was sitting there like, now what do I do? And I tried embroidery. No. I need my hands back. Real bad. Happy Faded Friday, Kinger. I mean, I actually wake up refreshed. Oh my god, really? Oh, when you use your CPAP. Meaning I'm the only person you don't believe exists. Well, okay. No shit. I have a few friends who have gotten CPAPs recently, and they literally are different people with sleep. Okay. You got me there. I mean, I don't know if I'm refreshed or not because I'm so overwhelmed with just like anger at the fact that I'm awake now. Is that yeah. I might be refreshed. I just am so pissed off. I don't know. Sleaze, thank you for subbing to the class, keeping the class alive, and giving any swings. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways. And thank you guys for the hype train. Fuck. Thank you. If you don't know, actually, I don't know if subs are on sale anymore. I don't know. They were, but it's they have new emotes for the hype train. So that's exciting. I hope you're doing well, Kinger. His name is Kraft. What did we name him? We named him something. Sam? I think we literally just named him Sam. We named him the head. I think it was Sam. It was just a random name. We just came up with one. He has a name. Now I just forgot it. Katie wakes up and chooses violence every day. Not a joke. I mean, I've talked about that before, Rod, but no shit. Carrie Berry, thank you for summoning the class, keeping the class alive, and giving it any swings. I fucking appreciate you.
Don't forget your Prime sub.
Every time you forget your Prime sub, Jeff Bezos gets a $5 bill shoved up his crusty butthole. Stop it. Just stop it. He does nothing for society. You don't have to use it here, just use it somewhere. Thank you. I appreciate you. No, that's what I was gonna say. When I was in high school, basically high school, early college, before I was diagnosed, went to therapy on any medication at all. Literally every day I would wake up, and I thought everybody was this way. I thought waking up on the wrong side of the bed was a real thing. Like, when people are like, "Oh, you must have woken up on the wrong case of the Mondays." Every day I would wake up and I would lay there in bed and be like, "Who the fuck am I today?" And I'd have to like assess where my emotional mode was because it was literally just a fight against psychosis every day. I was. existentially pissed off as a kid because I couldn't depend on myself to be consistent, and it was exhausting. I'm gonna lock you and my son separately in a padded room. He's managed to break his big toe. I'm not kidding you, Viata. I don't know what it is with this week, but so many people are injuring themselves. Like yesterday, people were coming in chat all day. I was talking about this. People were hurting themselves. Zach's mom fell and busted something. Like he was telling her, he's like, go to the doctor if you think you hurt your hip or something. Like, what the fuck is going on? Is it the lack of the D? Do it, Chronicle. Oh, reasonable. It's nothing cool. It's honestly, I really don't even know how it happened. Like, I know, but I don't. Running yesterday morning, I like slammed my hand into a stop sign pole and my knuckle. I took these off. I changed these this morning. My middle knuckle is literally shifted that way a little bit. It's real gross. It's not bruised or anything, but it's definitely not in the correct position. I looked at both my hands and I was like, oh no, the knuckle's not in the middle. Oh, dude, hey, when therapy hurts, it's the good shit though, right? I have to let my meds end the day kick in a little bit before I make any decisions. Definitely. Yes, 100%. I was a very angry child. Lacrosse helped. I played all the sports same, hard same. Like if I could go back and redo anything, I wouldn't play school sports. I fucking hated them. I never got along with the jock girls. Like not fighting, but we just had nothing in common. Like they were the partying type, you know? And I just wasn't. I was a big secret nerd, but I needed that physical outlet hard. Like soccer was my original thing until we moved to the middle of nowhere where there literally wasn't a soccer team. Like that was sick because I could not only just run off my energy, but it was kind of physical. You know, you'd pile into people sometimes and it felt great. Literally acceptable violence. It's crazy. Isn't that weird? Yeah, I was the same, but I hated it. Like I wish I would have found a different outlet or just went on runs by myself because I wasted so much time trying to be friends with people that I just had nothing in common with at all. Let me see if I can get those to load, Cal. Heltar, so we've actually have been trying to figure out that fucking alert lately. Um, a while back, Streamlabs got outed as being kind of shitty and stealing a lot of their software and a lot of their design and everything. So I attempted to change everything of mine over to Stream Elements. It took me like a week, and for some reason, I cannot get those like chat activated alerts to work. However, every time I see exclamation joy in the chat, if I see it,
did you take your joy today?
I have it.
Never forget to take your joy.
It's my make do.
And I guarantee your day will go as smooth as velvet.
Yep, it's my make do. It still exists. It's just like I can't. I mean, I've tried. There's got to be a way. I just haven't. Yeah, it's my workaround. So I have to keep an eye on chat when people.
Did you take your joy today?
And we get it. It's the only way to do it. He came over to grab some stuff I had from here. He was limping. He didn't tell me how, but he's got a hairline. Oh my God, what did he? But you don't know how. You still don't know how he did it to his toe. Ow. My little sister did that recently. I think I was talking about that yesterday, Viata. My little sister busted her pinky toe recently and sent me a picture, and it was literally like out the side of her foot like this. It was gnarly as fuck, but there's nothing you can do about a broken tarsal. It sucks. Like, this is it. This is what they would do at the hospital. But it would be a big fat bill. Like, there's nothing they can do. It sucks. You know, Beth has mentioned Lumia to me, and I need to get on that. I have it written down as a joke, as a note. I just haven't had time. I have a lot of like things I've just been trying to do. I haven't had time to look into it, but I've heard it's really great. Zach actually started setting up Lumia for his RP stuff. Thank you for the hype train, you silly fucks. I appreciate you. Oh my God, cute emote. What is it? Cute. They really did make cute emotes this time. They really did. I'm happy. My high school, and now I'm surrounded by us angry nerds, but I'm okay with that. I like the angry nerds because I'm sure you can identify with this. You feel almost more angry when everyone around you is like, why are you so angry? It makes you more angry because you don't know. I don't know. So when you're like kind of surrounded with people that have the same like hangups, it's cool. Like we're all like, yeah, we get it. I know I'm angry. I'm less angry because I have empathy. I have people who are like, no, I get it. I too am pointlessly angry. I was trying to figure out why I felt slow today, then I realized I was just cold. I put on a hoodie and can have thoughts. Oh my god, that happens to me all the time. Like, my heart rate will start to drop to such a weird level, Genova, that I'll seriously start to, like, get kinda drowsy. And I'm like, "What is happening? Oh, I haven't moved. I need to move. Get up." Wait, Barry's bribing people with sex? Con that Barry guy into fixing your shit. Barry guy, dude, let's be real. That Barry guy barely has time to sleep, eat, or shit. How would that Barry guy do literally anything else? Dislocate her kneecap? I've done that. It's horrific. Like, do you know what she did? Like, the patella? The floating bone? I love that one. That little frog is fucking adorable. It's perfect cozy. My sister was the worst with that shit. Why are you so mad? I don't know, but you're yelling at me doesn't help. Yeah. My mom makes comments that my sister is also extremely angry all the time, so we get along really well. But my mom makes comments at us all the time. Like, casually, she'll be, I just don't understand why my daughters are just so angry. I wonder. Love it. Let's cheers. I keefed a bowl last night. I have like a half keef bowl. Rinse your bongs, motherfuckers. I'll show you I'm fucking angry. Literally. Yeah. He works overnight at Walmart. Oh, I bet he dropped something on his foot. That's what someone did yesterday. They dropped something and broke their toe. Literally, someone else in chat did the same shit. Stalking, so he probably dropped a box on it, ran it over the pallet jack or kicked something. Poor baby is graceful like his mother. I feel that. You know, though, I feel like us people that get injured all the time, we appreciate the moments we're not in pain more than anyone else. Like those rare days where just, it doesn't necessarily feel good, but it doesn't feel bad. And you're like, oh, you just kind of bask in it. Wait, you broke 2 pinky toes? Oh, no. Pinky toes are stupid. Mid to late Feb. Oh, dude. Yeah, right. Sure. Cheers. Happy Faded Friday, everybody. I'll believe it when I see it. This sucks. I want my handbags. Literally, like, doing anything this way has really upset me. Playing tennis? Ugh. That happened to me. No shit. I complain about this too much, but I hate people who insist on reclining their goddamn airplane seat. I know, I get it. Like, you are so excited to take your big long nap on the airplane. However, the 6-foot person behind you secretly is hoping you die in your sleep. And when I was flying from Thailand to Singapore, the bitch in front of me reclined her seat into my knee, dislocating my patella. And I yelped and started crying, and she took about a minute to turn around and look at me like I was the biggest pain in her ass and did not put her seat up. The flight attendant had to ask this woman to get her seat off of my broken kneecap. Think about the talls, please. You're literally injuring us. It was so bad. My mom was next to me. It was one of those silent, like, pain moments where I just sat there like, and I was just stuck. Just stuck. Because I'm so tall. My legs are so long that when I sit in a regular plane seat, my knees are already into the back of your seat before your dumb ass decides to recline. I'm already there. And guaranteed that person's going to try to recline their seat. They're going to realize there's some, resistance, and they're going to push harder every time. That's my body, bitch. Stop. She was a cunt. Yes. Good morning, migrants. How are you? I'm learning how to do this on my pinky. Yeah. Reasonable. I hope it's not terrible. Exactly, Viata. Those days where you get everything done because nothing's hurting, it's a miracle. It's a miracle of science. There's little gemstones on my desk right now because I put one on my eye. And of course, there's a couple now on my desk. Not glitter, rhinestones. Away with you, beast! There's currently a TLS eco server happening if y'all are interested. Oh, really? Ooh, I probably would wait until the next server, but if Max does another one, if you remember me, I know Eliza and Glut fucking adore eco. They really get into it. I'd love to play. But I do like getting in on the new server. Once it's like established, it's hard to get into it. But yeah, if you let me know, if you remember, like, do not stress yourself. But yeah, totally. I love being in a tin car in midair when I can taste the stanky ass breath of the idiot next to me. That's the beauty of masks. Honestly, I haven't smelled someone's breath in a really long time. Nothing makes me realize how much pain I'm normally in than the 5 or so minutes when the sleep gummy hits before I fall asleep. That's not worrying. Yeah. Good morning, Emerald. I hope you're doing well, honey bean. Yeah. Well, you know what's crazy, Viata? I've seen like these clips and stuff about how I'm sure you've seen them, like theoretically going to design these new planes to fit even more people, where you're like kind of sitting almost under someone's asshole. The logic is they're allowed to remove footroom as long as we can recline. How does reclining give you extra leg room? Like, riddle me that. Those seats, that can't be legal. That has to be something insane. That's crazy to me. Or like I've heard planes having like throwing around the idea of what is it? Standing room or something, or like a seat you'd barely even sit in. This song is great. Have you heard Ren's like it's not even a cover. Ren does a song to this beat that's phenomenal. It's so good. Weird is still floating lights behind you. It's black magic. It's because I'm a witch. I took about 100 pounds of laundry to be washed because I hadn't done laundry since October due to my back, obviously. I was finally not in killer pain for a few days. It's great. That's exactly what happened to Viata the other day. Like, she went manic on her house because she was like, oh my God, good day. I do the same. Like, you take that moment where you're like, oh my God, I'm not in pain. I'm mopping. Like, I'm going to do something that I normally literally want to do and physically can't. Do I need more masks? Always, hottie. Those masks you gave me, I get compliments on them all the fucking time. Seriously, people want to know where I got them, and I'm like, I literally can't tell you. Like, you can't have them. They're secrets. Today's task is DFGOTY building. Zeke's the first to submit his list as per usual. Zeke is that kind of person where when he has something he needs to do, he is stuck in like existential anxiety until it's done. Which I think makes it great. That's why he gets really good work and stuff, because he really is on top of that shit. Like, his day, he doesn't, like, Mondays, I check out mentally. I barely even go on the internet. Like, my Mondays are painting, drawing, sewing, doing things that I don't normally do on stream at all. His Mondays, he sits at his computer and does CD-ROM-a-thon all day. Like, Zach is so committed. He's great. I don't know, a great worker. I don't know how to put that. Like, he's really responsible. The double-decker planes look so fucking stupid. Yeah, they are disgusting. Recline into what, exactly? I think LZT told me about it at TwitchCon, but I completely spaced. It's not as much fun coming in later. It's not as much fun coming in later because it's all established. Like, I feel like it would be, I don't know. I don't know, though. Just fold up your legs, I wish. That's honestly, I would. I would gay up an airplane if the seat was long enough. Like, that's the irony. They've literally shrunk down, and I'm sure there's so many of you out there that struggle even more on airplanes than me. Like, I only have the legs. Like, God forbid if I was also a little bit wider, like if I had broad shoulders or had extra pounds on me or something. Fuck, dude. I don't even know how anyone survives on a plane. Like, I'm bitching about just my legs, for fuck's sake. I don't know how a normal person even fits in a middle seat. Like, how? But I would, like, the lack of leg space. Normally, I do this shit because I love to crunch up, but the seat is not long enough. Like, they've made the seats so damn short, I literally can't fit my butt cheek and my foot on it at the same time. They've made it impossible to be comfortable on a plane unless you're 5 feet tall and just compact, I guess. It drives me nuts. Spencer, I knew I fucking heard a resub. Thank you for subbing to the class, keeping the class alive, and giving Anus Wings, Spence. I fucking appreciate you. Anus Wings in 2024. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways, bitch. You know what's up. I appreciate you. Heltar, be good. Get your work done, bitch. I wouldn't fly on those planes either. I know. That'll only work on big airplanes. It wouldn't, I mean, it doesn't work already. Like, as of last Friday, no more seat collar. Oh my God, how do you feel? How does your neck feel? You're officially a week out, right? Yeah. That was Ryanair. Isn't Ryanair allegedly one of the worst? Like, I've heard horrible things. Them and Emirates or whatever. I've heard they're, like, notoriously the worst airlines. Good morning, John. How are you, love? The low pain, yep, the low pain day 50s housewives clean spree, literally. I did one of those the other day. And it's like, I go so hard because I know inevitably my back's gonna hurt. It's gonna happen. So I make it so you can, like, lick my baseboards. Like, I bleach the shit out of it because I'm like, I know it's gonna fuck me up. I'm gonna go to sleep and wake up broken. I watched an instructional film where a Patrick Swayze lookalike teaches a girl how to type on a keyboard. It was called QWERTY Dancing. I can't. Beautiful. Beautiful. I hate it, but beautiful. Dude, hottie, I would be honored. I mean, obviously, do not, like, interrupt your life, but those I seriously, it's like the worst and the best because I get compliments on it and people want to know where I got them, and I'm like, literally a friend, I can't. There's nowhere you can get these. That's the worst. I love telling people, like, if you get a compliment on something, being like, oh yeah, I got it from here and it was super cheap, and just being like, it's custom. I just don't know when they will get enough momentum to try to certify them. FAA doesn't like big changes. Yeah. Yeah. Just fly business class, I wish. I mean, who can people most people, I think, at least myself, I can barely afford the cheapest travel right now. Travel is insane and I love traveling. Like, that's where I put my money if I ever have extra money, and it's so astronomical right now. Astronomical. Never gonna fly, really? Are you afraid of flying? For me, it's my shoulders. Yep. I assumed because I don't have super broad shoulders and I barely fit in those seats. And I usually am willing to take a middle seat. Like, if I don't mind it simply because I know I fit and I've watched people, they're not meant for people. Like, the edge seat and the window seat, you can, like, lean off the seat and actually have room for your body. But when you're in that middle seat, it's almost like a bucket seat and it pushes your shoulders forward and your head down if you're tall of any kind. It's horrible. So I often volunteer for it because I'm like, I can deal with it. I've watched people where they literally almost have to sit sideways the entire flight just to fit. And it's not like some 7'9", giant. It's a very normal human. It's just crazy. Cross-legged gays and computer chairs. My little sister just bought. Have you seen? I thought they were a joke, but there's, like, ads for these chairs that are, like, designed for people like us, where they have all these different, I don't even know how to explain it. My little sister got it and said it's incredible. She no shit bought it for her office at work, and she's fucking loving it. It's like one of those seats where you can move it around and, like, lay on the front rest or something and you can just move every piece of it to sit in a million different ways and twitch around. I thought they were a joke, and they're not. Yeah, is that what they are? It's like a crisscross chair emerald, exactly. My little sister got one. She said it's great. Yeah. Now I'm like, fuck, now I know what I need. I've honestly been thinking, like, if I can ever afford to replace this chair, like, getting seriously a little love seat. Not even an office chair, like getting a little couch or something just so I can flip my body in the million different ways that I require all day long. Like, I'm so twitchy. If If they stacked everyone into the plane like cordwood, then everyone's fully reclined. I would love that. I've thought about that ever since Fifth Element. The Fifth Element flight where they can just like roll into that little horizontal bed thing, and then the knockout drugs help. I mean, that'd obviously be amazing. But I don't know. I think I'd be down. I think it'd be very inaccessible for people with disabilities. I think that's where, like, how would, like, people who have walking or physical disabilities, I don't know how they'd get into them or out, which would suck. But I would, oh, fuck yeah, dude. Just lay on my stomach with my iPad for 5 hours? Hell yeah. Wait. Did you know that a person with a prosthetic is not allowed to sit in the exit row to enjoy more leg room? Oh my God, because you have a prosthetic, you're deemed unable to help people out the exit door? I'm gonna be honest, I'd trust you to throw me out that door more than most. I'm Mexican and birth two babies. I have hips. They wedge into plane seats. Mine too. Like seriously, if I sit in a plane seat in the middle one, this like little, when you stand up, your legs look like this, but when you sit down, they grow 7 inches out. That little like this guy pokes out, and I swear to God, people love to put their hand right there against my hip. I'm like, that's my butt. Please don't touch me there. I don't know what to do. Oh my God. It was actually pretty good, especially the main song. I've had the Times New Roman of my life. God damn it. Sorry, I'm just catching up on chat. My chat did the fucking reload thing. Um Ryanair's really budget, is that what it is? They're an Irish, I think Irish airline. As a short, my biggest complaint on airplanes is that I have to put my bag under my feet or they dangle like a little kid. And then the stewardess comes by and goes, "I'm sorry, can you put your bag under the seat in front of you? Thanks so much." And you're sitting there while your thighs are pinched by the back of the seat and your calves and feet start to go numb. And you're thinking to yourself, like, sure, I cleared the walkway, but I ain't going to be able to get up and let these people pass me because my lower body died. Same shit happens to me, but it's because my knees are pushed into the seat in front of me and my legs go dead. Literally, like, dead. I get to ride 6 airplanes over 36 hours and transport 2 cats. Oh my God, why 6 planes, Cleve? Holy shit. See, and Emerald, that's why I sacrifice those seats no matter what. Like, if I'm on a plane by myself or with other people, and for some reason I got the aisle or the window, and I can see someone needs an aisle or a window, I will always offer it because I understand that. I completely understand that there are people out there that are suffering a lot more than me on a fucking plane, and I can deal with that middle. Like, I fit. Barely. I'm like a swollen puzzle piece that got a little wet. You know? Like, you can fucking, like, get it in there, but I'm like, but there are some people who literally, I mean, I watched a dude literally sit sideways an entire flight, and I offered so many times to switch him, and he's like, "No, I'm fine." I was like, "Bro, come on, this is 6 hours? That's not okay." Really? There's some middle seats that are getting extra width. I think they steal about an inch from each side. Honestly, that'd be nice. Although, what about the window person? Are they gonna get squished? I like window seats and Ryan gets the middle, but I let him man spread and have the armrest. See, and that's I usually give Zach the aisle or the window so he can spread out into the aisle. Cause he's taller than me. Like I bitch at 6 foot. He's taller. And bigger. He's a man. He's built like a fucking box. You know, you guys have seen him. He couldn't fit in a middle seat. I don't think Zach would fit in a middle seat. His shoulders are simply too broad. Like that's crazy. There are people out there like BDO who are, way significantly taller. And I think BDO said this before, like he actually literally has to buy more expensive seats because like I bitch, he actually doesn't fit. He's too tall. That's crazy to me. The stretchies love the chairs. My sister's a super stretchy. The extra legroom seats are decent if you can't afford biz first class. Also, see if you can get seats behind the emergency row since those seats can't recline. Absolutely. I've always told people that. That's one of my hacks. If you can't afford sometimes it costs more to be in the exit row or to be in like the one stage up from the super cheap seats. I don't even know what the grades are anymore. They've named them so many different things, it doesn't make sense. But if you can get a seat behind the exit row seats cannot recline. They are incapable because they have to be torn out so people can pile against that door and die when the plane goes down. I read a book. But they don't recline, so that's a safety seat too. Oh, Jade, I slammed my hand into a sign running. It doesn't make any sense. Hold on, you guys put a lot. I wanted to see which chair. You guys put a lot of chairs in chat. Hold on. Is it? I think that is the one. Well, is that like 2 pieces though? The one my sister has, it's all connected. I don't know if that chair is Emerald, the one you posted. I don't know if that one like is 2 pieces. My sister's is 1 piece that the parts just move. I don't know. I'll have to ask her. She usually stops by and says hi once a day or something, so I'll ask her. But she's been raving about it, and we're both insanely. Let me see that one, Erican. Is it one? I think that's 1 piece. I want to say hers has more parts. Like hers doesn't look like a chair to me. I want to say like the footrests is 2 footrests that can move individually of each other. I want to say, I don't know. I'll ask her. I'm excited that they're making middle seats bigger. The lie down seats are only on long haul 8+ hours, I think. They're only in first class. I've been on many flights that are over 20 hours. You do not get a lay down seat unless you have money. Yeah. I've been on a lot of very, very long flights. They don't just come with those seats at all. Sir, don't brush my baby making handles. Seriously. I want to so bad, and it's just like, I don't even think they realize they're doing it. To airlines, disabilities prevent you from being as good as an able-bodied person, which is disgusting. Because of my prosthetic leg, my 6'4", 300-pound ass can't help Granny on the ladder. I mean, that's the killer is it's not even a ladder. It's a blow-up slide. Like Erican said, like, you would just be tossing us onto an enormous blow-up slide. Sure. I've literally seen 97-year-old women sitting in that aisle. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not an ageist person, but like 97-year-old Nana ain't getting me on that slide. That being said, I've read a lot of books and like nobody gets out the door. The door is faulty vast majority of the time and the vast majority of planes go down. It's just a stack of people against that door trying to get it open, dead in a crispy pile. So like if your plane goes down, just say your prayers and hope for the best. I like to read dark material and I don't know why, because it really does scare me. I feel bad, but I have panic attacks if I can't see out the window. I totally get that. You shouldn't feel bad about that. Flying is fucking weird. Like, I think Kinger was saying earlier, he's not into flying. Like, and he'll never fly. There's no shame in that. Flying is weird. The fact that I am overtly comfortable in it, I think it's just because I've been on planes since I was like 3 years old. I travel a lot. It's a really, really, like, fucking weird thing we do is just go up in this tin can in the sky. Like, it's kind of normal to be nervous about it, I think. It's a little less normal not to be nervous. I'm not sure what you're looking for, but it's a little to the left. Further, sir. That's what I'm going to do next time I'm on a plane. Farther. So the first flight service puppo and 1 cat transfer to Baltimore, fly back, transfer to Baltimore, grab cat, back on plane 4 hours later, transfer to Atlanta, finally at new home. Oh my God. You are going to deserve the biggest meal and the biggest fucking nap ever. I wish you guys all the calmness in this traveling, because goddamn. It sounds like the setup to a math world problem. Zeke is built like a 7-foot tall bitch box. If he has provided the aisle seat, how much could he spread out? Show your work. Bonus question. What is the shortest distance from point A to point B? I hate that question so much. If my oldest son were to ever fly, he'll have to fly first class. There's no way he'll fit in coach. He's super tall, right? Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. There's a lot of people, BDOs sit the same. I can't imagine, like, I can force myself, I can, like, squeeze myself like a sardine into the normal seats. But if I had to spend twice as much for extra legroom, I wouldn't be able to travel. Like, I'd be broke on the travel. Drive would be 4.5 days, thought about it, but it would be longer and money. And it's really stressful on the animals. Like, the longer you're traveling, I feel like, you know, the shorter you can make it on the animals, like, mental state, I feel like is smart. Oh my God, Flying Circus Monkey, a story. Do you have a theme? Do you have a theme or an idea? I have so many stories. I tried to come up with one I haven't told in a long time. I was actually thinking of one this morning, though. I've told it before on stream, but it's one of my favorite, like, happy medical stories I have. I don't know why. I woke up thinking of a patient I had this morning. Years ago. Just throw that fucker up on Throne and group goal. People can donate what they can. Wait, the weird chair? I don't even know if it's on there. Throne is so... I'm trying to figure it out. Like, I've been trying to track down that tracking number and shit like that. It's like, you can... There's so many features to Throne. It's actually a really cool thing, but figuring it all out and making sure it's all above board and not a sketchy thing, it just feels like some of it can be kind of ghetto, but I'm doing my best. Like, it's... But, like, you can do that group funding. You can add items from websites that actually aren't on Throne itself, but that... Like, that's what I'm doing with that bong right now. Like, it takes forever to get the funds to go to the thing because it's not on Throne. I don't know. I'm figuring it out. It's fine. It's not a sketchy thing. It's just, like, me trying to figure it out. I'm getting old, I think. Technology is confusing me. What did I kick? Oh. Crafts. Yeah. It's fine. Good God. I mean, trouble, that's what I'm saying. Like, weight doesn't always have anything to do with fitting in a seat. Like, it's insane how they're not built for people that are over 5'5" or under 5 foot. I was an admin to a guy who was on the Miracle, oh my God, on the Hudson plane. Holy shit. Wait, Mishy, like, you were almost on that flight? The doors are faulty, Viata. The doors are, like, 90% of the time absolutely faulty. It's so fucking crazy. It could be that too, but it's absolutely the doors. Planes are shit. I read a book about the construction of airplanes, and it's really scary. They're so low budget. I wouldn't advise it. But those exit doors are fucking faulty. A story about living in Colorado. Man, okay, that's a tough one. About Thornton or Colorado? Okay, give me a minute. Give me a few, and I'll think of it. That's a tough one because honestly, I don't go out here. Like, I kind of hate Colorado. The politics are great. The weed's phenomenal. The climate's less than desirable. Let me think. Cheers. Oh, Robo, I almost missed that. Hold on. My chats aren't loading. I think Twitch is still being a little twitchy. Grabbed it. I love road trips as long as I have a way to control the music. I don't want the radio. If I'm stuck on a road trip with the radio, no. The shortest distance between point A and point B depends on how drunk I am. Hard same. I fucking hate that math problem more than anything. I love trains. I wish we could travel by train too. I do that. It's crazy in America though. Trains are astronomically expensive and take 20 times longer than anything else because we're just not built for train travel at all. It sucks. I've actually watched like YouTube little like homemade documentaries of people who take trains across the US. It's like a flight that's 6 hours will take you 14 days on a train. Because we just aren't built for it. It sucks. I love trains though. Like everywhere else in the world, trains are amazing. Dude, Throne is such a cool thing. It's just like figuring it out. I mean, and it's complicated for a reason. Like they're trying to make it as above board as possible because people are putting their hard-earned money into it, which I totally get. Totally, totally get. I feel that my technology keeps advancing. My brain was born in 1970s. Same. I feel like I've gotten to that point. I'm like, but what we had before worked. Why did you make it more complicated? Which is definitely what my parents said when I was in high school all the time. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Like it still works, but you just made like new math. What the fuck are you doing? The old math has worked. We did. So did Maine, I think, actually, Robo as well. We watched at the end of stream yesterday, we watched the new Legal Eagle video. Oh, you booked his flight. Oh my god. Mishy, but he was okay, right? Holy tits. Damn. No shit. Oh my god, I really like like Florida's one of those places that's the absolute opposite of here. Like the politics suck. No weed, but like the climate. Oh. The dream, right? Yeah. I really don't go out. Trying to think. A story from Colorado? I mean, moving here. I really don't. It's terrible. I have like a lot of like just like moments, I guess, that are unique to Colorado. Like I saw my first moose here, mountain goats. But nothing happens here. I'm gonna think of one. Somehow. Yes, trouble. That's what I was just talking about. We were just talking about the throne thing. Like it's complicated when there's that feature where you can add stuff to your throne list that's not actually available on throne. And I was just saying, like, it's a little complicated and takes forever to get the funds to actually go there. But I get why. Like the site's just trying to keep everything on the up and up because it's money. I get it. But it's complicated. The country would not be here, be where it is today without trains. It's such a shame we abandoned them. I know, I hate it. Train travel was incredible. Ask him how many fake plants he has now. I want real plants. It's because we let freight trains take priority everywhere and a lack of infrastructure investment. And because this country is just fucking big. Yeah, I listened to a really interesting podcast years ago about that. About like just how the train tracks and everything, like the train thing that happened across the world. And what it felt like to me is it was going really well until these companies that were train companies made so much money, they started buying up other train companies just to shut them down. So then their idea of a monopoly was like, you have to ride my train, as opposed to like, I'll buy all these trains and then I'll make money from all the trains you're riding. And it fucked us. Like hard fucked us. Here in Illinois, we're working on taking him off the ballot. Dude, yes. Anti-geek, fuck yeah. Yep, it happened to me, it'll happen to you too soon. Get off my lawn. Literally. He was perfectly fine and probably still dines on retelling the story. Good. I mean, that's a fucking wild story to have. Can you imagine? Jesus Christ. Ooh, I think I accidentally climbed one peak just on a hike with the dogs one time. I mean, that's the thing. I don't have like interesting stories. Like I've done stuff. I saw Highlung at Red Rocks. But like nothing happened. I'm trying to think of like just something but it's just such a boring place. I don't really go out. It's so bad. I'll think of something. I mean, it's not my story, but Zach sharded the other day. That happened here in Thornton, Colorado. Literally sharded on his break, went and took a shower, went right back to stream. Are you kidding me? Do you know a streamer that wouldn't just be like, you know what? I'm giving up on today because I've trusted a fart too far? What a fucking dude. That's pretty funny, but it didn't happen to me. It's not really mine. That's pretty cool. I know, right? I've only been here 3.5 years, and 2.5 of that was massive COVID shutdown. Like, I've really only had a good year living in Colorado where I can safely go out and do shit, and I don't even know what's here. Like, I cannot get anywhere without Google Maps because that's how often I leave. Like, I just don't there's nothing to do. I don't know. There's nothing for me here, I guess. But the mountains, I go to the mountains. I love the nature. The nature is fucking gorgeous. So I know someone by way of another streamer who's an admin or works for Throne in some capacity. Do you want me to reach out? Yes. Dude, if they could just hit me up. I don't know why the process is so slow. I feel bad. Like, I mean, how long ago did that bong get purchased for me as a gift? It's crazy. It just feels like a long time, and I don't know if it's me. I had to evacuate Pikes Peak because there was, a storm. I remember on the peak, my hair standing on end from the static electricity. That is fucking cool, though. I mean, it's the scariest way, but cool. Yep, auto and oil industries as well, very much lobbied hard. I mean, that's the thing, right? The US is very much a car place. Like, I feel like everywhere else in the country, it's really weird. I listen to, like, podcasters and true crime storytellers and stuff like that from the UK, and they're, like, in their mid-30s, and they'll make comments like, "Oh, yeah, I never got my driver's license." And it's very casual, and I'm like, "By choice? How did you do things?" And then I have to put myself in the mindset of, like, not everybody grew up 45 minutes from school, 2 hours from the nearest grocery store, etcetera, etcetera. Like, where I lived, if you didn't have a car, you didn't leave your house. You were just stuck. Everything was miles and miles and miles and miles away. Middle of fuck nowhere. It's just a different life. Like, we do not have that. They've recently, I feel like the US has started implementing like light rails, but they're precious. They're basically meant for tourists and people getting to like sports events. They're not timely. They're not really dependable. It's not like you could depend on them to get downtown to go to work or something like that, which sucks. Way to have a non-offensive life. Do I have a non-offensive life? Good. I don't want to offend people. Red Rocks is gorgeous. I mean, we went and oh, dude, one of the coolest things we went and saw, honestly, in my opinion, Zach got us tickets to see oh, it was the South Park 20th anniversary or something like that. Oh, I can't remember. It was the 20th something, some anniversary of South Park, and South Park is based in Colorado. So the creators invited their entire studio out to Red Rocks, and they did like an incredible show. They had Les Claypool and Ween, and they sang all the songs from the entire show, and it was fucking great. That was probably one of the coolest things I've done in Colorado ever. Like, that was so, I mean, not only did I get to see Les Claypool live, like, holy shit, Rush surprise dropped in for a song. Like, I saw Ween, Les Claypool, and Rush, and the creators of South Park in a 2-hour span. That was like bucket list shit. Man, I checked off so much shit that day. That was wild. Wild. That was probably one of the coolest things, but I mean, it doesn't really have anything to do with Colorado. He did. Pitsy, he 100% said, he told chat when he gave back. 100%. He's not ashamed of that shit. Everybody has biology and fucking digestive issues. Goddamn. Oh, shit, north of Denver and past Colorado Springs. Nice. Because of my colitis, what happens a lot, because my body tricks my brain and tells me I need to pass gas, but it's not. Yeah, it happens to so many people. Like, the fact that I haven't shit my pants as an adult is an anomaly. Most people get sick and shit themselves at one point. Like, that's very average in a lifespan. It's not weird at all. The fact that he went back to stream and didn't just give up on the day, that's where I'm proud. On the first official Twitch Ottawa meetup, we went out and partied until stupid o'clock, in the morning. And on the way home, I had to shit in the worst way. And after taking the train, I couldn't hold it. So I had to drop trow and take a shit on someone's front lawn at 3:30 a.m. I mean, what do you do? We've all heard Scott's story of wiping his ass with his hat. Like, sometimes you just have to shit. Yeah, I'm 37, don't have a license, but it's normal. I mean, I would love to not have to drive to go places. That would be fucking choice. When I go to London to visit friends, I thrive on the tube, man. I'm like everybody's like, oh my God, it stinks and it's gross and it's hot. And I'm like, you don't realize what you have here. You really, like, in the US, it's crazy. If I could take a picture of the traffic that, like, for instance, my mother and I used to sit in every single day to go maybe 27 miles, it would take us 2 hours because you're just going so slow. A 4-lane highway, everybody going the same direction at a complete stop, and every single vehicle has one person in it. One person. It's mind-blowing. And guaranteed, they're probably all kind of going to the general same spot. A lot of them are. And one person, and it's just thousands of these cars stacked in these 4 to 6 lane highways, stopped. And you just like, That's how you get to work. You just drop your clutch a little. It's crazy. It's so crazy. And you look at that and you're like, how the fuck can people look at this? And they just keep widening the freeways. Or like adding more freeways. Like, just give us a fucking train. Come the fuck on. This is ridiculous. Like, there was literally, I've bitched about this before, but one of my least favorite things about living in Washington State and on the West Coast specifically is if you are north of Seattle and you want to be south of Seattle, we don't have beltways on the West Coast. Beltways don't exist. I don't know why. They're amazing, but we don't have them. So you have to drive through the middle of downtown Seattle. And for the last X amount of years, up until literally a couple years ago, part of that was a collapsing cement, like, bridge. I don't even know how to explain it. It was sinking / crumbling / collapsing into the ocean for years. And that was part of it. And you would see thousands of cars stacked on it, just sitting, doing that inch forward, and just think to yourself, like, it's going to go in. They finally put a tunnel under and they've closed it down. The aqueduct, yeah. It's insane. And that's part of the reason there's traffic, because you go from being on a freeway to suddenly stoplights every block because you're now downtown Seattle. So the amount of that 4-lane highway on the freeway now has to narrow down to 1 lane through Seattle. It's crazy. It's why? It's so wild. Wait, Scott got the hat back? Shut the fuck up. Scott went and got the hat. Shut up. No, he didn't. I don't know what Wiggins is. To late 20s. See, that's wild. I can't even imagine. Go to Beaumont at 8 p.m. My mom and friends were at the station waiting for me. Almost had to pour me off the train. No shit. It was Getty interviewing him? That's amazing. Oh, Pitsy, shut up. Hold on. I have to. I'm too sober for that. Autoplay. This is what Pitsy said. Retiring House Republican says, quote, $174,000 a year isn't enough money for members of Congress. Most of us don't have wealth. What the fuck? What? They don't I mean, how can you be so out of touch that you don't realize how ridiculous that sounds to say out loud? Whoa. .405 was the Beltway, that's true. I mean, yeah, that's true. I haven't been alive of driving age to ever experience 405 as a true Beltway, however. It's literally just another clogged bullshit. I had to take 405 to get to my job in Kirkland every single day. It was fucking horrible. Like, you'd go from your 10 miles an hour, like, to just a dead stop. What's a Beltway? A Beltway is part of the highway or the freeway or the interstate, whatever the fuck you call it, like the big main road. that instead of, like, say there's literally a freeway that's headed directly towards Baltimore, you can get on the Baltimore Beltway, which is a highway specifically designed to just completely bypass the city. So it's literally round and it goes around the city and then connects back on. It's incredible. And they have them all over the East Coast. The East Coast is Beltway City. It's amazing. Because then it's a bypass, exactly. It's a bypass of the city. So if you just want to go to the other side of the city, you don't have to go through the city. But Crimson is saying Seattle now has 3 lanes. That's incredible. Holy shit. Yeah. Bypasses. I mean, their beltways are just like, oh, everything. I love them. They're amazing. They're so helpful. Goddamn. Hold on, Nick. I gotta grab that one. I was just moving all the links over you guys gave me so we could watch them. I let them buffer. Oh, God. Nope. Don't do it, chat. Don't. Not you guys. You're fine. It's the... No. Bitch, why? A raccoon died under your house? Oh. I love this. A raccoon died under my house, and we don't have enough money after my surgery to dig him out, but please, politicians, take my pennies. We need you to be able to have your $174,000 a year because we can't live without it. Or you can't live without. That is so much money. I know that we are like, money has changed. Like, it obviously, like, you know, the value of money changes, etc. That is, how can you, that's excessive. That, there's no scope there, right? Like, that is wild. They don't live in DC. They live in Maryland and fuck us instead. Seriously, that's the reason my paycheck living in Maryland would have near damn 50% of it taken out. It's because all these fucking wealthy ass politicians live in Maryland but work in DC. And they fucked us. Fucked. Oh man, the fury of that. Watching my paycheck just disintegrate. Oh my God. To literally like the most pissant sliver of a state in existence. Jesus. I'm like, I mean, not near that amount of taxes were taken out when I lived in Washington. Washington's like 10 Maryland's. Like, get over it, Maryland. Jesus Christ. You aren't this cool. Am I out of weed? Oh, God. I'm not. But I might be on my desk. Oh, God. I'm low on a faded Friday. Fuck. Oh, well. Poverty's real. Speaking of... It was kind of slap in the face when I realized that my new salary, which is basically double what I was making before, more than I've ever made in my life, is still nothing compared to some. Oh, it's crazy. I know. I remember graduating school and getting a job as a respiratory therapist and thinking, like, this isn't a bad wage. Like, I'm pretty proud of this. And then started dating a game dev. And, like, I ain't hating. Everybody deserves to make their bag. But, like, watching someone work like a cute little 8 to 4 every day and literally play video games for 5 of those hours a day and make triple what I made every day unplugging Nana at the #1 hospital in the United States of America was soul crushing. Soul crushing. But that doesn't mean they should make less. It's just like, I did not realize how bent over nursing is in terms of what we make. It's crazy. I'm just trying to pause all this fucking... I have so much shit is just trying to autoplay on my computer. I want to scream. Please stop. It's a nightmare. Kuro, I mean, we're still eating... We're already eating the bugs, though, right? Aw, Cable. I don't have any money to buy weed, but that's okay. I can keep a bowl. I can nurse a bowl for quite some time. I'm skilled. I'm not agreeing that MOC are underpaid, but they do have to maintain a residence in DC in their home district on salary. A lot of them are independently wealthy. They don't live in DC, though. I agree with you. I mean, you do have to make an income. Like, I'm not saying people shouldn't be paid an income, but, like, damn. Damn. Kristen Sinema's net worth on entering the Senate was like 35K. Now it's something like 12 million. Holy shit. Holy crap. Yep, I think it might be break time because now they're both laying on top of my feet. Literally, a Trick is on my feet right now. I love him so much, but they definitely let me know when something's up. The East Coast seems to have high taxes and shitty services. I don't know. I've never really needed services, but the taxes in Maryland were horrific. They were horrific. The worst I've ever experienced ever. My sister was an RN at a Fed prison, and the shit she had to deal with, not as bad as the stories from the general public. Prisoners are generally happy to go TP the doc. Yeah. To go to the doc. Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, like, there were so many wonderful people and patients I had, but I was also told on numerous occasions that people were going to hunt me down, kill me, murder my family. They hope I get raped, etc. You know, like, entire gangs sitting in a patient's room just eyeing you for 12 hours. I don't know. There's a lot. I mean, you hear some shit when you're in nursing, man. It's crazy. Like in any medical alley, but I feel like nursing, respiratory, anytime where you are like hands on with the patient regularly, constantly, you kind of get a rapport with the patient either that is good or they get so comfortable with you that they like to say things like, I can't wait until you get raped. And you're like, I just wanted to know if you wanted breakfast. Okay, sure. It's crazy. It's been reported that I think bakers have made in the first 4 days of 2024 the same amount a doctor or nurse would have made this year. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all. I mean, that stat about Bezos, we looked it up. This was a couple years ago, but Bezos makes like 8 billion a minute not working. Something like that. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty wild where all the money in the world's going. It's going somewhere. It's just not in any of us, to any of us, I guess. Every day I learned that I wouldn't have to worry about money if I was just a shitty. Isn't that sad? I mean, McTaggart, right? I've always found it's never been difficult for me to be kind to the nurses. Nurses are some of the most empathetic human beings you'll ever meet in your entire life, right? Like, I don't know how people are mean to them. Like, and I've never, when people are mean to me, it's always out of nowhere. It's always out of nowhere. It's never because something has happened. It's just like they have fury and you're a target and here it comes. And wow. I mean, I told you guys one time I had to go terminally extubate, unplug a Nana, and the whole family was in the room. And as I walk in, the entire family just abandons the patient. And as they passed me, one of them literally says, "That's the harbinger." And none of them stayed in the room at all. Nana died alone with me. Like, people fucking suck. I need to go find my water because my voice is drying out. We need to take a break, obviously, because we got the fur balls waiting for it. So stretch your dicks, loadable. I will be right the fuck back. Ow. Welcome back. Dumb. 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 It's never gonna get better. It's just terrible. I've noticed this is my hand. It's like the not fine motor hand. It's the hand I use to like slam into shit and close things. And ow, the sun went away. I gotta turn my lights up. Ooh, let me grab Vex. Hold on. Ooh, oh God. Hold on. I told you a story about a week ago about a nurse who said I had to ask them for pain meds instead of being given them. Just wanted to let you know that I found out a few days ago that she made it up. Shut up. That was not hospital policy, which is why my following nurse was so confused. Thank you for reporting that to the hospital. What the fuck? Okay, I hate to say it, but that sounds like someone who's lying to be lazy. That sounds like someone who convinced the doctor to change the order to PRN instead of a Q4, a Q2, Q6, etc. because they're either lazy or so overworked they stopped caring. PRN is as needed, as asked for. That's what that sounds like to me. I've seen it. I'm not saying that's guaranteed what happened, but I've never, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, the only time we literally put people on PRN usually is if they don't need it regularly and they just have exacerbations, which they can ask for or we can view. Or if someone needs the medication so frequently, we literally don't have an order that frequent. Like, all we have is Q1. If they need it Q.5, we don't have that order. So we'll put it on PRN. Therefore, we can give it as often as possible. Those are the only two reasons. That's lazy lying. That's my red flag. I would, if I saw an RT doing that for albuterol or something, that's what I would. Never met a lazy nurse, man. Sorry, the sun went away. I had to turn my lights up. It's dark in here now. Morning, afternoon, Quill. I hope you're doing well, honeybean. Ooh, oh, Kun, thank you. I think I like Pomplamoose. I think I've listened to them before. Oh, CJ, is it wonderful? Is it glorious? Is it working? Or Kinger, that's worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is that you have a Q4 or something and they're pulling the meds and pocketing them. I've only seen that personally like twice. Ever. And like it's caught so damn fast. Like those people don't do that for very long before they're caught. You know what I'm saying? Like I watched The Good Nurse and it still baffles me how that wasn't caught. To me, and this is just allegedly in my opinion, it feels like a big miss on the nursing manager's part. And this is the only reason why, in my personal experience, all the hospitals I've ever worked at, daily, if not multiple times a day, the nursing management prints out that Pyxis sheet and literally goes over it with a highlighter. And if there's anything mildly questionable, they go immediately ask that nurse while they're on shift. They don't wait weeks. They don't wait days. We don't look at, because we touch that Pyxis millions of times a day. And then multiple times a day, this is like policy. Usually the charge nurse and another nurse go in a pair and they go through together and dual sign off counting every single med in that fucking Pyxis. They pop every drawer, they count it, they line it up with what the machine should be actually at. They do this like 3 to 4 times a day. I don't understand, like, all I can come up with is that bad nurse shit, terrible hospitals. Like, those just must be some of the most horrifying hospitals in the world. I don't know how people can get away with that. I've seen lots of people try to pull off bad shit. They don't get away with it for very long. The moment something iffy goes on, you're under investigation. Hospitals do not want to be in trouble or be sued. I just don't understand how that happened. It's wild. Like, it doesn't take, like, if you watched Good Nurse, it doesn't matter. It's just superfluous bullshit that a medical care worker gets pissed about because it gives us all a really bad name. But essentially, you have, like, everybody has a personal code to get into the med room specifically. That's a door code. And then there's a different login to get into the Pyxis system. And then depending on what your label is as a medical care worker, you only have access to X amount of things out of that Pyxis. So for instance, I cannot pull fentanyl. As a respiratory therapist, I can pull aerosolized fentanyl, but I can't just pull fentanyl just because I have access to the Pyxis. And anytime there is a cancel or a clear on that Pyxis, it's questioned immediately. Like, I swear to God, I have pulled accidental drugs, put it back, canceled it. That nurse manager is at the door before I'm out of the Pyxis system. I don't know how how people get away with it. And that's been going on since I was 20. I don't know. Me too. It's weird. It doesn't feel like a new thing to me. And according to my mom, who's been a respiratory therapist for 45 plus years, this is the way it's always been. Even before Pyxis, when we had different like login systems for drugs, drugs have always been a big deal. Like they're big money and we don't want to lose drugs. We track that shit hard. Like you'll see nurses walking through the hall with a tiny little white piece of paper that's got a pill in it. They're coming from the Pyxis going directly to the patient room. And if they blatantly ignore you, please don't think they're being rude. It's the law. They can't pocket that med. They can't put it out of sight. There's cameras everywhere. They have to literally like do this, walk through the halls, get to the patient, and put it in their mouth immediately. That's how like weird we are about drugs. And it's I mean, it's for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? I do too, JJ. I've watched a lot of them too because to me, that is a bad hospital. Yes, it's a terrible nurse, but how the fuck did they get away with it for so long? I just don't. It's impossible. You can barely fuck up on accident, let alone on purpose, without someone coming at your ass almost immediately. Like it's pretty damn fast because it's not just you. I mean, if they don't come after you right away and question these moves, and if they build up, then it's their ass on the line, et cetera, et cetera. Is Good Nurse like the Good Doctor? Oh my god, no. I don't know if it's worse. So you remember Good Doctor, the fake like throat thing? Good Nurse it's a true story. It actually is very, very recent. But this nurse just starts using syringes to put erroneous material into saline bags. He does no aim on who he's killing, nothing. He just will go into the Pyxis room and like put inject shit into saline bags and then leave and then just kind of wait to see which patient gets the saline bag. And then he would stand outside the door and watch them die and be coded. They have it all on film. It's fucked up. It was fucking crazy. Fucking wild, man. That guy's insane. And when asked why he did it, because no one stopped me. Cheers to ethical healthcare workers, because goddamn. Nope, not a good show. The movie they did, however, like they made you can look up Good Nurse, or is it called Good Nurse, Bad Nurse, whatever. There's a documentary on it, and then there's like a Hollywood-esque like theatrical movie based on it. It was actually really well done. I think it was Jessica Chastain played the nurse who actually called out the guy. And then the guy who played him, oh god, what is his name? He plays Newt Salander in the Harry Potter shits. What's his name? I don't know what 2 Point Campus is. Anybody looking for 2 Point Campus, Pitsy's got a code. If you're not on Humble, because if you're on Humble, I'm assuming you got it. My mom had surgery years ago, and she had a horrible reaction to the propofol. Ooh, and had to be kept overnight for OBS. Yep, observation. She threw up so much in the night. The vomit tray they gave her overflowed. The night nurse came in, looked at her, and said, "I'm not dealing with this," and left. That's fucked. Yeah. Wow. I would yell. I hope you screamed until people's ears bled. Let's watch some cool music. That's horrific. Jesus, fuck my ass. That is disgusting. God. Fuck off. I'm so fucking sorry that you and your mother were subjected to that, because that is some dark fucking shit. People have given me some links I'm hoping are happy, funny, and good music. Let's maybe. Oh god, that's fucking sick. Hitsy, go fuck yourself. I turned 36 in less than 2 months. Do I look like that? Oh my god. Are you ready for something that'll make you feel old? James Gandolfini was only 36 when he scored the role of Tony Soprano. I'm 36 in a couple months. Okay. Oh my god, that's so weird. So that song that was just started, Haley Williams, Paramore. I was literally while I was out with the dogs, was just looking at my phone on Instagram and scrolled past the Paramore account. It's completely blank and deleted. And like they canceled their tour, and I have no idea what happened. If anybody knows what the fuck went down in Paramore, let me know. Super, super weird that song just came on because I just saw that on my phone. And I was like, what the hell? It's like a big ol' mystery. The mother in Home Alone's 36. I will never, ever, ever be upset about being compared to Catherine O'Hara. Is that her name? Catherine O'Hara? Catherine O'Hara? Yeah. She's a goddess, and I love her. You know, she's the voice of Sally in Nightmare Before Christmas. I will never be upset about that. If you don't let me gut out this house and make it my own, I will go insane and I will take you with me! She's my hero. Everybody did. Same. She's such a goddess. The fictional character, by the way, not the actress, right? I don't know how old she was in that, though. She honestly is great. I've been rewatching Schitt's Creek. She's just amazing. I love her so much. Can you imagine being, I mean, I guess. How old is the oldest kid? Does that mean she started it? Oh, God. I don't even want to think about that. She was only 36 in the movie. She birthed all that? Wait, I'm just putting that together. Did she squeeze all that out? Whoa. That's fucking starting early, is all I'm saying. I wonder if she meant to fucking make a rhyme. That's incredible. I love her. When I was a kid, really young, like 3 or 4 years old, my grandpa, I don't even know what the idea was. He had like a stick, like a long dowel, and he somehow got a nail jammed in the bottom of it, so the point of the nail was coming out the bottom of this stick, and he made this for me and taught me to walk circles around his garden and impale slugs. And each time I got one, I had to say, "Got the son of a bitch." I was 3 or 4. My mom has a video of it. It's fucking weird. Murderous. Then I went on to Unplug Nana. As possible. I hate that show. I didn't know. I dated someone in high school who loved it way too much. I didn't know. Interesting. Vex, be safe. Thank you for the delicious additive to today's music. Oh, I might have not. Let me grab it. Oh my god, my fucking chat. Don't. Thank you, Genova. We're just not gonna talk about it. Pause. Autoplay haunts me. I mean, I have autoplay blocked. This is what's killing me. I definitely have it blocked. Like, suck a ball. Suck my nut, motherfucker. I don't. Man, I know the links you guys throw at me are probably pertinent to the conversation at the time, but then I get them and I'm like, what the fuck is this? No clue. No clue. Oh, I forgot my fucking water. I won't check it off. I owe you a hydrate. Hydrate if you got it. Yeah, I do. I trust your wisdom. I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's always good. Sometimes there's a weird one in there, and I'm like, what the fuck inspired that? But most of the time, it's on point. This is a Taylor Thompson. Oh, dude. I'm Nova. We needed those. We needed some happy feelings today. That literally brought me insta like alligator tears, man. She's so funny. I don't know, man. It makes me happy to see her have some success. That made me emotional. Show starts on the 15th. That's fucking sick. Dude, good for her. I really, 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 really hope it goes well for her. Really, really, really. Because you just never know. I can't fathom hosting a big show like that and having that on your shoulders. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. But I hope. Because I think she deserves it. She's worked her fucking ass off. She is. She's crazy funny. And she's like relatable. I feel like on a multi-dimensional kind of level. Like, she definitely relates and does a lot of millennial jokes. Yes, Rod. She is the one that says, well, you could say I have bipolar instead of I am bipolar. Yeah, she's that one. Or like this kind of feels like putting your meds in your dog's food situation kind of thing. Yep, that's her. She's fucking hilarious. But man, she's worked really, really hard. And I feel like she'll be great. I don't know. I think she will. Like, if you think about all the comedians she's worked with, like O'Brien, Segura, etc., she's got such a good, like, solid foundation down. And I think she'd be really good at just that kind of like, I don't even know if it's improv. Improv is not the word I'm looking for. But you know what I mean? I asked, oh, God damn it. Did I ask for something? No! No! What did I ask for? Fuck. All right, I have it up. It's loading. I grabbed your guys' links. I've got a shit ton of links. I have no idea whose is whose or what I grabbed, but I've got a lot. So we're going to try to get, I don't know. There's a lot. I know. I know. This is what got me to that thought, though, while that was going on. All I could think was, it's hilarious, this, like, audience, because it's obviously a very, very white, like, country demographic. He has given up drinking and is, like, borderline Willie Nelson, Snoop Dogg levels of pothead now. Like, he hotboxes private jets these days. And I just find that sick. I always loved Ron White. I loved him back in the day, too, when I was a kid. My parents used to watch blue collar comedy all the time, and he was my favorite. The tater salad thing with his dog used to make me fucking cry. But he went and got his health checked, and it was bad, and he incorporated drinking into his stand-up and got real successful. Like, obviously, that was going to happen. So he didn't have to. Nobody has to do anything, but he chose to give it up and smoke instead. Boy, smokes. I mean, holy shit. We do. We love someone valuing their liver. Amen, Katie? Amen. Yeah. Tater salad was fucking great. He was a really good example of someone I thought of first when Zach told me, when Zach was like explaining, how people pausing in their routine is really normal and it's part of it. It's like planned. He was who I thought because he would, all of his punchlines would be like right before the little sip of his booze. And it was so perfectly timed. It just feels like someone telling you a funny story off the cuff, but it's all planned and just so well done. Lost Your Will to Live. Oh God, don't do that. That would be me after a few drinks. Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing. That was the style back then. Like in the early 2000s to have like that I spent 3 hours to look like I just woke up look. You untangle your lip. Oh yeah. I'm a spider. When I say I'm like a Tim Burton character, but with meat on my body, I'm not kidding. People don't play Twister with me. I'll just win. I can bridge over almost anybody, except my stepdad. He's taller than me. He sucks. He'd push me over, motherfucker. Yeah. Spider monkey limbs. Kyle Kinane's hilarious. Yeah. That guy's fucking funny. Mm-hmm. Clearing shit out. Hold on. I'm just putting all the music together and then all the funny together, just so it's like, not busted. I gotta follow that Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson was this child. This child right here. I just wanted to give credit where credit's due. I don't think I said his name. Their name, excuse me. Josh Johnson Comedy. Follow them. Super fucking funny. His bit about being in the room with a cat. God bless you, cat. Go fuck yourself, cat. Oh my God. I know exactly. Yep, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, didn't he do? I want to say he was on. Oh God, what is it? This Isn't Happening. Didn't he do a This Isn't Happening? You know that it's like random comedian. Yeah, This Isn't Happening. Yes, yep. That's where I think that's where I may have first found him. Those are some of those are fucking great. Some of them are an absolute snooze fest, but some of them are fantastic. Okay, don't. This is the one that I think I missed from in college, whose name was actually Richard Richards, and I always wanted to meet their parents. We weren't close. I just knew of them, and I was like, "Huh, that's interesting." Holy crap! I can't breathe. Dick's daddy's thick dick sauce, thick dick nut sauce, thick nut dick sauce. Daddy Dick's thick nut sauce. John Johnson. Yeah, it's a real thing. I mean, it's got to be a family name or something. It's very, I mean, I think it's got to come from like a lot of last names, now in America were first names that we just fucked up on Ellis Island or whatever because America's stupid. I gotta assume it's something like that because, man, that's odd. Rod John. Yeah, the first name curses. I wasn't gonna. We make fun of Rod so often. He's too easy. Named Dick Hull. They have to know, right? Benjamin Dover. Wow. I mean, if my name was Richard, I would almost insist on being called Dick. Like even like especially if they were uncomfortable, I'd be like, "My name is Dick. I'm feeling very moist today." You have to lean into it. You have to. I wouldn't know what else to do. I knew a proctologist who was Dr. Digit. Really? That's incredible. I don't know if I've ever known a cool name like that, to be honest. Lame. Rod's out here suffering. We're laughing. It's Laysai.
Squish that cat.
It's out of love, Rodney. I don't know. I don't get anything wet. A Dr. Beaver OBGYN. That is phenomenal. That's amazing. How? I mean, they've really, that's leaning into it hard, right? No pun intended. I have an uncle whose name is Richard, does in fact go by Dick. I don't know anyone who chose to go by Dick, and I'm a little sad about it. I knew a master of wine who introduced him on the phone as Richard Cock, with an emphasis hard on the cock. I'm proud. You gotta lean into that. How do you not? How do you not? Because someone's gonna. I wish I had a cool name. Like that, maybe was something. Oh my God. The person we just watched, thank you, by the way, for posting their actual full account. What their at name is, a big fat socialist. I never know because TikTok confuses me. Is that their actual at name that people can find them by? I think so. Big fat socialist, one word. Boom. Dr. Buzz. That's amazing. I would too. You have to. Some people have their destiny written in the stars, and then the rest of us just float. My uncle's a dentist named Richard Duck Roots. That's incredible. I'm a little jealous. You have a Dr. Sick? There's a last name Sick. Sick? I hate to sound like a redundant record, but like, that's sick. That's kind of fucking cool. Went by Dick. Oh, you never know. I mean, there are actual countries where no one stopped calling me Duck, and I couldn't figure it out, and then I found out they just call people Duck. You never know. Dr. Beer is still cool. It's still a cool last name. I'm envious of people who have interesting names. Sick, dude. I would. I say sick a lot. I would probably annoy the fuck out of that person. A cardinal sin? Was it cardinal sin or cardinal sign? Because that's great. I mean, come on. Come on. That's amazing. When my friend played for the city orchestra, it was conducted by Dr. Richard Strange. Please tell me he wore a red cape. Richard Head, and he introduced himself as Dickhead. You have to. Oh, story on names, not mine, but I watched an interview of Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover. I don't remember who was interviewing him. This was an older interview when he was like, I think he was still in Community, and he told this story. He now goes by Donald. He prefers to go by Donald and not Don, because for the first like 20-ish years of his life, he signed everything in his life Don Glover. And around the ripe age of like 23, 24, 25, he suddenly realized that his signature was just Dong Lover. For years. And I love that. I want that. I want to be Dong Lover. I know. Is that the best thing ever? I love it so much. And he changed to Donald, so it wouldn't be that. Like, you gotta be the Dong Lover you were meant to be. There's no shame in the game. Harry Sachs. The parents had to know, right? They have to know. That's insane. Drew Peacock's great. They have to know Dr. Needles is great. I've known Needles, but they weren't a doctor. Bummer. Harry Sachs is incredible. Chronicle, that's not as easy as it may sound. As easy as presented, just like go find the Glover name and change my name to Dawn. I don't think I could. Katie doesn't really go with anything cool. It's mostly just a child's name. Wait, are you both in Salem? That'd be crazy. The witches. You're all witches. I have to pee, so I'm just going to take a really quick break, and I also have to run an ad, but then I have music. 2 more videos you guys gave me. Some music. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, dogs. What are you going to do? My grandfather's name was Franklin by Pat. One of my cousins named his son Patrick after our grandpa, and that's when he learned his real name was Frank. That's hilarious. Was that ever an issue? Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, I got these dogs, and they just keep, like, defecating. I thought, like, water it once, feed it once, get a shit out of it, and it'll grow. And, like, no one told me you just got to keep up with that. Fuck. Oh, man. I have to ask, as a native Aussie, is bogan a slur? I have never heard that as a slur before in my life, but I'm not Australian. Bogan? Isn't that like an alien species in, oh my god, Hitchhikers? I want to say that's a bad guy in like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or something. I've never heard it other than maybe an alien. I have no idea. Candy cane and candy apple? Jesus. I think the weirdest, the most unique name I knew in high school was Star. Literally, middle name Blaze. None of it made sense. That's the Vogon, not the, thank you, the Vogon. Yeah, I don't know. What is a bogan? Is it the same as calling someone a hick? I'm a hick. I've never heard that before in my life. Literally, I've never heard that. I grew up exceedingly redneck and hickish. I've never, like, what is that? That's a real thing. I've just never heard of it before, ever. I feel like as a hick, I would add. I would never listen to it independently. I wouldn't go seek for it. I need that rumble in my tumble. That's what soothes my brain wrinkles, and without it, it just doesn't sound as full. Yeah, Avi is just crazy good. But that's one of my absolute, I mean, that's the first thing I always think of. If I think of Pentatonics, that cover. It just really gets me. And I don't know the lyrics, what they really mean. But when that song was released, I was playing, I think it's called Wolf Among Us. It's like the one that's based on the Fable comics. And there are characters in the game that have those little red silk ribbons around their neck. And if you untie the ribbon, their head falls off. And I can't help but think that's what the song kind of references, some like legendary fairy tale thing. And it's just creepy and dark, but also kind of uplifting and pretty. And I'm like, what is this? I really like it. Fleet Foxes, though. There you go. I mean, you're right. It's kind of like how when we watch those Drumeo videos and they don't have drums in some of the songs, you really realize how essential drums are to a song sometimes. They really fill out a lot of a song. And it's the same with bass. I have a really hard time without it. Me too. I literally brought that game up really randomly to Zach the other day, and he said that apparently someone bought the studio because the studio went out of business or something, and that's why they didn't release any more episodes. Someone bought the studio and has full plans to release more episodes and finish the game and or re-release it or something like that, which would be amazing because that game was fucking great. I always want to go back and replay it, but I replayed it so many times it's like boring at this point. Me too. I mean, they're the real fairy tales. That's the cool shit. Like, I'm sure all of us have delved a little bit into like Grimm's fairy tales and whatnot. Like Cinderella, for instance, the sisters, like the stepsisters, cut their toes off and jam the bloody nubs into that glass slipper to try to get it to fit. It's metal as fuck, dude. Like, I don't know why we don't go with those ones because they're so sick. They're just sick. I don't know what happened because Telltale was amazing. Yeah, the Borderlands, and I don't think I played it, but I think I own it. The Game of Thrones one, I heard was amazing. I heard it was really, really, really well done. It's set for 2024, but y'all know. Yeah, I know. I hope, though, it was so good. I mean, the Fable comics are phenomenal. They're actually behind me. Right there. They're behind this thing. You probably... No, they're right there. That's the Fables. Those white, erect ones. They're amazing. They're so good. If you've never read the Fable comics, but you like that dark... I mean, it's not, like, purposefully, like, dark for dark's sake, but it's they kind of integrate the real, Grimm's fairy tale story into a modern setting. It's sick. I mean, it's really metal as fuck. Yeah, and their eyes get plucked by crows in the end. Yeah, it's sick. I mean, the real stories are fucking gnarly. You know what's funny, Nate? When Zach and I moved in together, we had doubles of so many graphic novels. I actually had to donate so many. Like, we had doubles of all of the Fable series. We had doubles of... What was the other one? I think the Watchmen series. Like, he had the big, massive hardback book. It's down there somewhere. That's all of them put together, and I had all of them separate. We had so many doubles. I donated so many because it was just ridiculous. I physically don't have room to even keep them if I wanted to. So we just went through them and picked the best copies, like the best quality copies of all of them. It's great, but so depressing. Kind of like Game of fucking Thrones. I didn't play the Batman one either, but I heard that one was phenomenal. Yeah. You have a hardcover Grimm's FT collection? That's fucking cool. I have a copy, but I don't... I'm gonna grab it. I can see it. I don't know if it's not a first edition. It's got a funny story a little bit. Ugh. Hey, boy. So when allegedly, my my biological dad, had a nice, like, older copy of Grimm's fairy tales. And I took some markers and crayons to all of the color, beautiful paintings and images inside of the book and destroyed it. Allegedly, I don't remember doing this, but I was told this. My mom has the copy. It is destroyed. So for Christmas one year, I went out to a bunch of, like, antique bookstores trying to find a nice copy of it, and I found it. And I gave it to my mom, and she literally had it in a pile of donate when I went to go visit her. She has, like, a room that is full of shit she wants to donate, and it's literally almost every gift I've ever given her, so I took it back. She can suck my balls. But it's got all the original, like, drawings and shit in it. It's really nice. I don't fuck with it too much because it's old. I don't think it's a first edition. I mean, who the fuck has a first edition? I do have a first edition Winnie the Pooh, to be honest. But it's crispy. You know? I'm trying to open one of the color images. Which one's this one? Oh, this is from the dwarves. Oh, she crispy. The smell, though. I bet you can smell just by what this looks like. The smell of this book is phenomenal. But the cool color images are some of my favorites because they show... Or, like, isn't Thumbelina in there, too? Thumbelina's kind of a dark one. I mean, they're all kind of dark. None of them were, like, super happy. I'm just trying to get to the pictures without crispity crunching. It's very old. I should look up. Really? Oh, Robo, I'm fucking jealous. I mean, we actually had a few, but they were my dad's. My dad was very much into... My bio dad was very into, like, classic books and stuff. My mom didn't really. I don't know what that one is. Guard of the Gate. Which story is this? Does it say? The giant with 3 golden hairs. There's a lot in here that I don't even know. That was my dad too. I think my bio dad anyways. He had like classic books and he had Stephen Hawking books. He was a nerd. He was one of those struggling nerds, you know, that like can't stand reality, so they drink themselves into whatever. That's the gnomes. There's a really good one in here of Thumbelina, I thought I was trying to find. They're all dispersed out. Which one's this one? The beggar departed and took her with him, and they soon came to a great wood. Took who? Who are you? Oh, Snow White? King Grizzlybeard? I'm telling you. The art's the best part, though. I love these old drawings, and they're really decent. There's water damage. Oh, decent quality. My late dad gave me a sketchy book that I have no idea what to do with. I mean, you look at it and treasure it. Can we just sit here while you read to us? I wouldn't even know what to read. There's so many stories in here. I have done that before, though. Oh, illustrations. There's the pages. God, she's crispy. She's... That smell, though. It's just the best smell. I don't... You know it. I want a candle like that. Like, can someone do that? I want that candle. Bring that candle out. Just old fucking book. The smell of mold, glue, dust, dead skin, possibly. All the people that have ever touched this. Which one's this one? The 12 Dancing Princesses? No clue. I know, and I just die on stream. Don't tell anybody. This could be a problem. I might get in trouble for, like, self-harming or something. I don't know. I do huff my books, though. The Fisherman and His Wife, The Golden Bird, Hans in Luck. Okay. Hans and Gretel, The Giant with 3 Golden Hairs, The Frog Prince. Frog Prince, is that the one I'm thinking of? Hold on. Rumple. Okay, is it just me that didn't know Rumpelstiltskin had hyphens, and it's actually 3 words put together? It's literally Rumpel, hyphen, stilts, hyphen, kin. Today I learned. Yeah. Is it huh. I want to look at I think this book actually doesn't have a copyright, and that's why I don't know what it is. I'm gonna look. Yeah. I don't know. I was 10 years old. Me too. No shit. Snow White is not called that in the original. That's a character in a different story. Snow White and Rose Red. Rose Red. No shit. I wonder if that's... See, that's the cool... We've changed so much about the fairy tales. They are really interesting. And like, for instance, this book, it's only like... I mean, the pages, it's like thick paper. It's not really that big of a book. But it's got over 25 different stories in it. Different fairy tale stories. Like, they're not that long. We really change them a lot and kind of make them different stuff. Oh, is that the one? Emerald, you literally just... Are we able to look up... Library! Oh my god, leather, paper, mahogany, oak. I wonder if it actually smells like that. Do you think they did it? Do you think they did it? That would be hot sex. I wonder, because I've seen candles like that where it's like smells like Washington State and it like smells like vanilla or something. I wonder if they did it. I'm saving those. I'm going to look through the reviews. Cherry or the Frog Bride? Cherry? There once was a king who had 3 sons. Not far from his kingdom lived an old woman who had only a daughter called Cherry. I wonder. Is this about... Is there a picture? I don't know what any of these are about because their name's so weird. I'll read them to you. Hans in Luck. Wait, that's the wait, hold on. I'm confused. I'm just gonna read you the titles. They go in a... I don't know. I've never read through this whole thing before. Literally, it's pretty crunchy. It's something, honestly, I would only read with you guys on stream because I would be so hyper conscious of not like crackling the pages or anything. Hans in Luck, The Traveling Musicians, The Golden Bird, The Fisherman and His Wife, The Tom Tit and the Bear, titties, The 12 Dancing Princesses, Rosebud, Tom Thumb, The Grateful Beasts, Jorinda and Jorindel. What's that? No clue. The Wonderful Musician, The Queen Bee, The Dog and the Sparrow, Frederick and Catherine, The Three Children of Fortune, King Grizzlybeard, The Adventures of Chanticleer and Partlet. Did I say that right? Chanticleer? I feel like you have to say that with a British twang. Chanticleer. Chanticleer. How do you say that? Help. Am I saying that fucked up? Cocaine and hookers. Shut up. I really wish it actually smelled like cocaine and hookers. What was that even smell like? The prince does not kiss her without consent in the original story. Oh my god, he tries to buy her dead body and the dwarves eventually give it to him. When he picks up the coffin, she coughs up a piece of... Oh my god. So Disney's the perverts. I get it. I get it. Snowdrop, the elves and the shoemaker. I bet we know what that one is. The turnip, old sultan, the lady and the lion, the Jew in the bush. That's what I call my clit. The king of the golden mountain, the golden goose, Mrs. Fox, Hansel and Gretel, the giant with the three golden cocks, I mean hairs, the frog prince, the frog prince, the fox and the horse, Rumple, hyphen, Stilts, hyphen kin, the goose girl, faithful John, the blue light, okay, ash puddle, that's one word. What the fuck is that? I've never gotten into this before. This is kind of interesting, actually. The young giant and the tailor, the crows and the soldier, P hyphen wit. Who-wit? P-wit? Hairs, but like hair. Hyphen is... A lot of people casually call it a dash, but this is actually a dash. This is a hyphen. It's very confusing. Hyphen? Hyphen? I don't know how to spell hyphen. I think it's Y. Y? Hyphen. Yeah. Is it Y? Hyphen? Honestly, I've never spelt hyphen in my life. That's weird. Yeah, Pee-wit like Pee-wee. Literally, yeah. Pee-wit. That's just a story. Pee-wit. Hans and his wife, Gretel? Okay. So, the first story, Hans in Luck. Story 27, Hans and Gretel, which we're all vaguely familiar with. Siblings lost in the woods, witch tries to eat them, blah, blah. And then we get to chapter 39, Hans and his wife, Gretel. Are they related? Pat, it's literally just Grimm's fairy tales, but like, I didn't know. Are they from Alabama? Greenbow, Alabama? Maybe they only had like 5 girl names. Let's go with that. That feels better, yeah? It feels safer. We could read them. They're really short stories. Honestly, they're like 4 pages a piece. If you are curious, I will read them for you because I'm kind of curious. I will be reading these in my free time, if not, because now I have to know. Are these sequential like what's what is that maybe that's mom and dad and they're just that neurotic. Right? I want to read the Jew one. What the fuck is that? The Jew in the bush? What is that? I don't know. I'm genuine. Sunday stream idea, read the real, right? I have to figure out, like, the titles are so obscure, I don't know what's what. Which is weird. Like, Snow White's not Snow White. I don't know which one that would be. I really have no clue. What's the blue light? Who's Mrs. Fox? The Jew in the bush. Stop it. Wait, how does it start? A farmer had a faithful and diligent servant who had worked hard for him 3 years without having been paid any wages. At last it came into the man's head that he would not go on thus without pay any longer. As he went to his master, he said, quote, I have worked hard to serve you, to have for my trouble. What is this? Where's the Jew part? I don't know. I thought we'd get it in the first few. I assume there's going to be a Jew in a bush. Is it? You know, I don't have it installed, but I don't think it's that big of a game. And Zach's doing CD-ROM-a-thon, so I could try. Let me see. I was able to finally accept it. I did what Barry told me. I went into the little bell. That was the only way I could get him to pop up, literally. Any other way, even looking into like my backlog, nothing. I think I need to like uninstall and reinstall Steam or something. I don't know. It feels like a Steam issue and not a me issue. I don't know. Hold on. I don't think it's a huge game, but I love games like that, like cool narrated games that are like fairy tale-esque. The blue light, that's where today's Super Saver deal is at Kmart. That's amazing. It's important to note the Brothers Grimm weren't writers. They were folklorists, so not all the stories with the same characters are connected. That's honestly the line Mishy was going on. Like, maybe they only had, like, 5 names. Because they were German, correct? I believe. And they were pulling from, like, a bank of 3 German names, I think. Really, that's kind of what it feels like. Although The Jew in the Bush being written by Germans is a little frightening. Oh my god, we found it. Our honest friend journeyed on his way too, and if he was merry before, he was now 10 times more so. He had not gone far before he met an old Jew. Close by them stood a tree, and on the topmost twig sat a thrush, singing away most joyfully. "Oh, what a pretty bird," said the Jew. "If that's all," said the countryman, "I will soon bring it down." Then he took up his bow. What? The bird? Then he took up his bow, and down fell the thrush into the bushes at the foot of the tree. The Jew crept into the bush to find it, but directly he had gotten into the middle, his companion took up his fiddle and played away, and the Jew began to dance and spring about. What is happening? I'm going to reread that sentence because a lot's going on here. Oh, really, Barry? I just don't, the bell doesn't, I've never looked at the bell before. I guess I just have to pay attention to it. I have no idea. Hold on. So, "Oh, what a pretty bird," said the Jew. "I would give a great deal of money to have such a one." The countryman walking by. "If that's all," said the countryman, "I will soon bring it down." Then he took up his bow, and down fell the thrush into the bushes at the foot of the tree. The Jew crept into the bush to find it, but directly he had gotten into the middle, his companion took up his fiddle and played away. And the Jew began to dance and spring about, capering higher and higher in the air. The thorns soon began to tear his clothes till they all hung in rags about him, and he himself was all scratched and wounded, so that the blood ran down. Jesus fuck my ass. "Oh, for heaven's sake," cried the Jew. "Master, master, pray let the fiddle alone. What have I done to deserve this?" Quote, "Thou hast shaved many a poor soul close enough," quote, said the other. "Thou art only meeting thy reward." So he played up another tune. Then the Jew began to beg and promise and offered money for his liberty, but he did not come up to the musician's price for some time, and he danced him along brisker and brisker. And the Jew bid higher and higher, till at last he offered a round 100 of florins that he had in his purse, and had just gained by cheating some poor fellow. Wow, we're really villainizing this Jew here. When the countryman saw so much money, he said, quote, "I will agree to your proposal." So he took the purse, put up his fiddle, and traveled on, very well pleased with his bargain. Meanwhile, the Jew crept out of the bush, half naked and a piteous plight, and began to ponder how he should take his revenge and serve his late companion some trick. At least he went to the judge and complained that a rascal had robbed him of his money and beaten him into a bargain. What was the fiddle and the up higher shit? What's happening? Then the judge sent out his officers to bring up the accused whenever they should find him, and he was soon caught and brought brought up to be tried. The Jew began to tell his tale and said he had been robbed of his money. Quote, "No, you gave it to me for playing a tune to you," said the countryman. But the judge told him that was not likely and cut the matter short by ordering him off to the gallows. Fairy tales are the best. Okay. So away he was taken, and as he stood on the steps, he said, quote, "My lord judge, grant me one last request," quote. "Anything but thy life," replied the other. "No," he said, "I do not ask for my life. Only let me play upon my fiddle for the last time." The Jew cried out, "Oh, no, no! For heaven's sake, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him." But the judge said, "It is only for this once. He will soon have done." The fact was, he could not refuse the request on account of the dwarf's third gift. That must have been the one paragraph I skipped because I wanted to get to the Jew part. My bad. Then the Jew said, quote, bind me fast, for pity's sake." But the countryman seized his fiddle and struck up a tune, and at the first note, judge, clerks, and jailer were in motion. All began capering, and no one could hold the Jew. At the second note, the hangman let his prisoner go and danced also, and by the time... Crispy. Oh. And by the time he had played the first bar of the tune, all were dancing together, judge, court, and Jew. Oh my god, is that a saying? Why do I feel like I've heard that, judge, court, and Jew? That sounds terrible, but why do I... Judge, court, and Jew, and all the people who had followed to look on. At first the thing was merry and pleasant enough, but when it had gone on a while, there seemed to be no end of playing or dancing. They began to cry out and beg him to leave off, but he stopped not a whit the more for their entreaties. Entreaties? Am I saying that right? I don't know. For their entreaties, till the judge not only gave him his life, but promised to return him the 100 florins. Then he called to the Jew and said, quote, "Tell us now, you vagabond, where you got that gold, or I shall play on you. I will play on for your amusement only," end quote. The Jew, "I stole it," said the Jew in the presence of all the people. Quote, "I acknowledge that I stole it and that you earned it fairly," end quote. Then the countryman stopped his fiddle, stopped, S-T-O-P-T. I'm struggling with this old English, ish, and I apologize. Stopped his fiddle and left the Jew to take his place at the gallows. That's the end. The end. Yeah, moral of the story, Nazis suck. Anti-Semitism is bad. What? I didn't skip anything about the Jew. The Jew didn't do anything. He was just chilling in some bushes wanting a bird. Seriously. I only skipped 2 paragraphs and there's nothing about that in there. I'll read them. As he jonged. Why am I like this? What's jonged? The Hebe in the Tree. The Jew Among the Thorns, also known as The Jew in the Brambles, is an anti-Semitic fairy tale collected by the Brothers Grimm. It is a tale of Arne Thompson type 592. A similar anti-Semitic tale in the collection is The Good Bargain. Might with the fucking wiki woo. I didn't know what to say. Google foo, wiki foo, wiki woo. We're gonna call it the wiki woo. Thank you for looking that up. Good to know. So if we read that one, we know. We know. No wonder Disney really liked Grimm's fairy tales. They collected a lot of the anti-Jew stories in there, huh? As he jogged along over the field singing and dancing, a little dwarf met him and asked him what made him so merry. Quote, "Why, what should make me downhearted?" End quote, said he. "I am sound in health and rich in purse. What should I care for? I have saved up my 3 years' earnings and have it all safe in my pocket." Quote, how much may it come to?" said the little man. "Full 3 pence," replied the countryman. "I wish you would give them to me," said the other. "I'm very poor." Then the man pitied him and gave him all he had. Excuse me. And the little dwarf said in return, quote, "As you have such a kind, honest heart, I will grant you 3 wishes." Here's the wishes. 1 for each penny, so choose whatever you like. Then the countryman rejoiced at this good luck and said, I like many things better than money. First, I will have a bow that will bring down everything I shoot at. Secondly, a fiddle that will set everyone dancing that hears me play upon it. And thirdly, I should like that everyone should grant what I ask. The dwarf said he should have his 3 wishes, so he gave him the bow and fiddle and went his way. So the Jew didn't do anything wrong. He just had magic to make the Jew admit to doing something wrong that he didn't do. That's literally, and then it starts up right where I started up. The honest friend journeyed on his way. And if he was married before, he was now 10 times more so. He had blah, blah, ran into the Jew. I mean, that's kind of the association, right, Mike, with J.K. Rowling's what are they? The banker guys. I think people have pointed that out. Like the banker guys are kind of the goblin bankers. Yeah, it's like a whole thing with allegedly Jewish people being sticklers about saving their money and running banks or whatever, and gave them big noses or some shit like that. Yeah. So it could. I mean, maybe that's part that we're supposed to put together on our own. That the what was it? The little person, the gnome or whatever is I don't know. It seems like a shitty person just trolling another person to get their money and get them dead. The Jew in the bush. We've all heard it. It didn't. No, it didn't. Not at all. What I'm thinking, what I'm putting together is that the dude, his 3rd wish, I should like that everyone should grant what I ask. And at the very end, then he called to the Jew and said, "Tell us now, you vagabond, where you got that gold, or I should play on you for your amusement only. I should play it on you for your amusement only." And earlier in the story, he told the Jew, "Tell me you stole that gold." And the Jew goes, "I stole that gold." It's because he has a magical power to make anyone do what he wants. He's the bad guy. The countryman's the bad guy. Right? I'm just putting together ancient morals. It's also anti-Semitic as fuck, but like, was it around the thorns part? Guys, I think you're right. I mean, I think it's like, it's just, I think it's a story trying to teach people how to like get Jews in jail. I don't know what's happening here. Cunt, Freeman. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a copyright at all. Just says Grimm's Fairy Tales illustrated in color by Noel Peacock. Peacock? Noel Peacock. Garden City Publishing Company, Inc., Garden City, New York. And that's it. But it's in fairly fucking good condition. I'll look at the back real quick. You're right, Will. I actually think I literally drank all my water. But I will refill it. There's a lot of just empty pages here. According to Emmanuel Ben-Gurion, The Jew Among Thorns is a narrative in which the Jewishness of the character is not an essential ingredient of the story, but is incident to it. Oh. The story, however, can be read as suggesting that Jews are not entitled to Christian justice, and that while other Christian characters have punitively Jewish traits such as interest in money trading, miserliness, and roguish deceptiveness, such as the rich employer of the fiddling youth, it is the Jew alone who must be punished. We weren't too far off, were we? My next album, Jews in Jail. It's so crazy how like the word Jew was so casually thrown around for such a long time. And I mean, used as a horrific slur. Oh god, I've been watching I've told you this. I've been watching 6 Feet Under, which is a show from like the early 2000s-esque, and the amount that they throw around gay slurs is wild. And not in a like, oh, we're trying to identify this person as an icky person or like a bad guy, just as like oh, they're rough around the edges. They love and it's just whoa. Makes me sick. Like, wow, I've never seen this show before, but I am of that time, and it's very eye-opening. It's exceedingly eye-opening. Just a touch of anti-Semitism. Neat. You're not wrong. Yeah, the Hans and Luck I was just scanning it a little bit. That's the very first story. It doesn't seem to be about the child Hans in any way, shape, or form. Hans had served his master 7 years, and at last said to him, Master, my time is up. I should like to go home and see my mother, so give me my wages. And the master said, You have been a faithful and good servant, so your pay shall be handsome. Then gave him a piece of silver that was as big as his head. And it goes on like that. I don't think that has anything to do with the kids, though, thankfully. And then, where was the other one? Hans. Oh, it's the game. Did the game download? It's almost done. I knew it wouldn't take too bad because it's not a fucking 64 gig monster of a game ripping us a new a-hole. Chanticleer is such a fun name. I wonder why that name died. Only if he eats the silver. True. True. You're not wrong. The Adventures of Chanticleer and Partlet. 1. How they went to the mountain to eat nuts. I wonder how they went about choosing what stories to put in the book. You know? Like, they were just traveling around and someone was like, I've got a great story about kids eating nuts. Oh, fuck yeah, let's get that one. Dude, right. I was saying the exact same thing. Like, not a shocker at all that Disney really liked this book. The anti-Semite fuck he was. Walt Disney, by the way. I cannot speak for the rest of the family, but Walt Disney himself was notorious for it. I'm a child. I'm sorry if I giggle at the most childlike things in the entire world. The nuts are quite ripe now. That's how we start. The nuts are quite ripe now, said Chanticleer to his wife Partlet. Suppose we go together to the mountains and eat as many as we can before the squirrel, takes them all away. The squirrel, just one squirrel. With all my heart, said Partlet. Let us go and make a holiday of it together, sucking nuts. I added that part. I'm so sorry. I'm a child. I can't read these. I'm a child. So they went to the mountain, and as it was a lovely day, they stayed there till the evening. Now, whether it was that they had eaten so many nuts that they could not walk, or whether they were lazy and would not, I do not know. However, they took it into their heads that they did not become then. Wait. They took it into their heads that it did not become them to go home on foot. So Chanticleer began to build a little carriage of nutshells. Oh, the nuts. And when it was finished, Partlet jumped into it and sat down and bid Chanticleer harness himself to it and draw her home. We all know this bitch. Quote, That's a good joke, said Chanticleer. No, that will never do. I'd rather by half walk home. I'll sit on the box and be coachman if you like, but I'll not draw. I ain't your fucking horse, bitch. While this was passing, this is fucking what? I'm glad everyone's, there's a game downloading, don't worry if you hate this part of stream. This is very entertaining to me. While this was passing, a duck came quacking up and cried out, quote, You thieving vagabonds, what business have you in my grounds? I'll give it you well for your insolence. And upon that she fell upon Chanticleer most lustily. But Chanticleer was no coward. Fiercely, that she soon began to cry out for mercy, which was only granted her upon condition that she would draw carriage or home for them. The duck? No, I've skipped a sentence. I'm so sorry. But Chanticleer was no coward and returned the duck's blows with his sharp spurs so fiercely that she soon began to cry out for mercy, which was only granted her upon condition that she would draw the carriage home for them. This she agreed to. A duck! This she agreed to do, and crispy. Chanticleer got upon the box and drove, crying, Now, duck, get on as fast as you can. And away they went, at a pretty good pace. Oh. Side notes. Oh, the spine. The spine is so delicate. After they had traveled along a little way, they met a needle and a pin walking together along the road. What? And after, I'm not that high, right? I'm reading this. Right. After they had traveled along a little way, they met a needle and a pin walking together along the road. First question, what's the difference? And the needle cried out, "Stop, stop," and said it was so dark that they could hardly find their way, and such dirty walking they could not get on at all. He told them that he and his friend, the pin, had been at a public house a few times, a few miles off, and had sat drinking till they had forgotten how late it was. He begged, therefore, that the travelers would be so kind as to give them a lift in their carriage. Chanticleer, observing that they were but thin fellows, and not likely to take up much room, told them they might ride, but needle, but made them promise not to dirty the wheels of the carriage in getting in, nor to tread on Partlet's toes. Late at night they arrived at an inn, and as it was bad traveling in the dark, and the duck seemed much tired, and waddled about a good deal from one side to the other, they made their minds to fix their quarters there. But the landlord at first was unwilling, and said his house was full, thinking they might not be very respectable company. Rude. However, they spoke civilly, I thought that said evilly, civilly to him, and gave him the egg. I have to. Late I'm sorry, I have to do it again. I keep thinking I'm fucking up because it's so bizarre. This is all one sentence, by the way, this entire paragraph. Late at night they arrived at the inn, and as it was bad traveling in the dark, and the duck seemed much tired and waddled about a good deal from one side to the other, they made up their minds to fix their quarters there. But the landlord at first was unwilling, and said his house was full, thinking they might not be very respectable company. However, they spoke civilly to him and gave him the egg, which Partlet had laid, by the way, and said they would give him the duck, who was in the habit of laying one every day. So at last he let them come in, and they bespoke a handsome supper, and spent the evening very jollily. Jollily. That's a fun word. The game's done, by the way. Early in the morning, before it was quite light, and when nobody was stirring in the inn, Chanticleer awakened his wife, and fetching the egg, they pecked. They've got to be birds, right? They pecked a hole in it and ate it up and threw the shells into the fire. Oh my God, they ate their own egg. Early in the morning, before it was quite light and when nobody was stirring in the inn, Chanticleer awakened his wife, and, fetching the egg, they pecked a hole in it, ate it up, and threw the shells into the fireplace. They then went to the pin and the needle, who were fast asleep, and seizing them by their heads, stuck one into the landlord's easy chair, the other into his handkerchief, and, having done this, they crept away as softly as possible. However, the duck, who slept in the open air in the yard, heard them coming, and jumping into the brook, which ran close by the inn, soon swam out of their reach. Right, there's so much going on, but also what's happening. An hour or two after the landlords got up and took his handkerchief to wipe his face, but the pin ran into him and pricked him. Oh my God. Then he walked into the kitchen to light his pipe at the fire, and when he stirred it up, the eggshells flew into his eyes. Epic. And almost blinded him. "Bless me," he said, "all the world seems to have a design against my head this morning." And so saying, he threw himself sulkily. Oh, it makes my butt cheeks clench to even think about sitting on a fucking needle. He threw himself sulkily into the easy chair, but oh dear, the needle ran into him, and this time the pain was not in his head. He now flew into a very great passion, and suspecting the company who had come in the night before, he went to look after them, but they were all off. So he swore that he never again would take in such a troop of vagabonds who ate a great deal, paid no reckoning, and gave him nothing for his trouble, but their apish tricks. Are we learning? I don't know if we learned from this. Eat your children. Maybe. Pages are really thick. That's not it. There's parts to this. How Chanticleer and Partlet went to visit Mr. Corbs. Are these different chapters? That one's literally a page. The next part, part 3, how Partlet died and was buried, and how Chanticleer died of grief. What the fuck? Do we finish it? We should just finish it, right? How am I curious about this? Yeah, it's like the Bonnie and Clyde, and I'm worried. Yeah, yes, I feel that's me exactly. Yeah, yes. It's literally only 2 more pages. Might as well. Part 2, how Chanticleer and Partlet went to visit Mr. Corbs. Mr. Krabs. Another day, Chanticleer and Partlet wished to ride out together. So Chanticleer built a handsome carriage with 4 red wheels and harnessed 6 mice to it. They've got to be birds. And drove. Soon afterwards, a cat met them and said, "Where are you going?" Normal. Chanticleer replied, quote, "All on our way, a visit to pay to Mr. Corbs the fox today," in a sing-songy, I'm guessing, tone. Then the cat said, "Take me with you." Chanticleer said, "With all my heart, get up behind and be sure you do not fall off." That's what he said. Cheers. I don't know where this is going to go. Old English for hold on to your butts. Jesus, dick on a dick. With all my heart, get up behind and be sure do not fall off. And then another song. I have no idea what tone this is in. Take care of this handsome coach of mine, nor dirty my pretty red wheels so fine. Metaphors much? Now mice be ready and wheels run steady. For we're going to visit to pay to Mr. Corbs the fox today. Half-hearted. Here we go. Soon after came up a millstone, an egg, a duck, and a pin, and Chanticleer gave them all leave to get into the carriage and go with them. Wow, we have a lot of reoccurring characters here. When they arrived at Mr. Corb's house, he was not at home, so the mice drew the carriage into the coach house. Chanticleer and Partlet flew upon a beam. The cat sat down in the fireplace. The duck got into the washing cistern. The pin stuck himself into the bed pillow. The millstone laid himself over the house door. And the egg rolled herself up in the towel. The towel, again, with the squirrel. We've still not incurred a squirrel. When Mr. Corbs came home, he went to the fireplace to make a fire, but the cat threw all the ashes in his eyes. Why are they the meanest people ever? That was it, basically, Donna. Like, the innkeeper got stabbed by the needle and vowed never to let vagabonds stay again. That was like, I guess we got a moral. Don't let vagabonds with a duck driving their cart stay at your inn. I still don't know why they thought they were vagabonds, though. The duck? You fucking got me. The cat threw all the ashes in his eyes, so he ran to the kitchen to wash himself, but there the duck splashed all the water in his face. And when he tried to wipe himself, the egg broke to pieces in the towel all over his face and eyes. Suicide bomber. Then he was very angry and went without his supper to bed. Imagine. But when he laid his head on the pillow, the pin ran into his cheek. At this, he became quite furious, and jumping up, would have run out of the house. But when he came to the door, the millstone fell down on his head and killed him on the spot. Why is this happening? Ducks are notorious, also necrophiles. That's it. That was the end of part 2. What did we learn here? Lock your fucking doors? Stop sewing and milling? I know there's supposed to be a moral, but we're following the bad guys. Don't trust birds with pins? Like, all it says is that they wished to ride out together and they go to this person's house to destroy their life. I don't... Okay, part 3, the end. Fiend. How Partlet and... This is the part that's sad, I think. How Partlet died and was buried, and how Chanticleer died of grief. It's a grimoire written by an ancient alchemist. You kind of wonder, is it the recipe to curse somebody? You need a pin, a milliner's stone, and 2 awfully homicidal birds, preferably in a sexual relationship. Vagabonds are untrustworthy. I feel like, did Mr. Corb even know who the fuck they were? Yeah, yeah. I feel that, but like, how do I prevent the vagging of the bonds? I guess. That's where I need the lesson to go. Let's see if we finish up with anything that teaches us, like, how. I don't know, let's see. Another day, Chanticleer and Partlet agreed to go again to the mountains to eat nuts. And it was settled that all the nuts which they found should be shared equally between them. Now Partlet found a very large nut. Nut! I'm sorry. But she said nothing about it to Chanticleer and kept it all to herself. What a bitch. She must be the squirrel. However, it was so big that she could not swallow it, and it stuck in her throat. This got dark. Then she was in a great fright and cried out to Chanticleer, "Pray run as fast as you can and fetch me some water, or I will be choked." Shall be choked, excuse me. Side note. If someone looks like they're choking, but they can speak or you hear air passing through their airway in any way, shape, or form, they are not choking. Call an ambulance. If you can hear words, they're not choking. Just FYI. That's just Katie stepping in as an RT real quick. Back to storyteller Katie. "Pray run fast as you can and fetch me some water, or I shall be choked." Chanticleer ran as fast as he could to the river and said, "River, give me some water." Oh my god, can you imagine choking to death and your partner runs to a body of water and just starts screaming at it? Oh god damn it. Chanticleer ran as fast as he could to the river and said, "River, give me some water, for Partlet lies on the mountain and will be choked by a great nut." Is this like a spit don't swallow moral? The river said, quote, "Run first to the bride and ask her for a silken cord to draw up the water." Wow. Big wows on this. Chanticleer ran to the bride and said, "Who's the bride?" Quote, "Bride, you must give me a silken cord, for then the river will give me water, and the water I will carry to Partlet, who lies on the mountain and will be choked by a great nut." But the bride said, quote, this is like, look at my dog behind me. It's definitely break time. He's so creepy. This is literally like playing WoW. The fetch questing. Jesus fucking Christ. "Run first and bring me my garland that's hanging on the willow in the garden." Then Chanticleer ran to the garden, took the garland from the bough where it hung, brought it to the bride, and the bride gave him the silken cord, and he took the silken cord to the river, and the river gave him the water, and he carried the water to Partlet. Alas. In the meantime, she was choked by the great nut, and lay quite dead, and never moved any more. Hello, Bubba. Then Chanticleer was very sorry and cried bitterly, and all the beasts came and wept with him over poor Partlet. 6 mice built a little hearse. Oh my god, cute. Built a little hearse to carry her to her grave, and when it was ready, they harnessed themselves before it and Chanticleer drove them. On the way they met the fox. Quote, "Where are you going, Chanticleer?" I said. Said he. "To bury my partlet," said the other. "May I go with you?" said the fox. "Yes, but you must get up behind, or my horses will not be able to draw you." Then the fox got up behind, and presently the wolf, the bear, thick ass, crispy pages, and the goat, and all the beasts of the wood came and climbed upon the hearse. So on they went till they came to a rabid stream. Quote, "How shall we get over?" said Chanticleer. Then said a straw. Then said a straw. Then said a straw, quote, I will lay myself across, and you may pass over upon me." But as the mice were going over, the straw slipped away and fell into the water, and the 6 mice all fell in and were drowned. Cute. What was to be done? Then a large log of wood came. What was to be done? Then a large log of wood came and said, "I'm big enough. I will lay myself across the stream, and you shall pass over upon me." So he laid himself down, but they managed so clumsily that the log of wood fell in and was carried away by the stream. Then a stone who saw this is where acid was invented. Then a stone who saw what had happened came up and kindly offered to help poor Chanticleer by laying himself across the stream, but this time he got safely to the other side with the hearse and managed to get Partlet out of it. But the fox and the other mourners who were sitting behind were too heavy and fell back into the water and were all carried away by the stream and drowned. Thus, Chanticleer was left alone with his dead Partlet, and having dug a grave for her, he laid her in it and made a little hillcock over her. Then he sat down by the grave and wept and mourned till last he died too, and so all were dead. And so all were dead. That's it. What did those animals do wrong to deserve the, like, a hillcock? Yeah. Hillock. Wow, I don't know why I put a still in there. A hillock. What is that? I'm assuming just a mound over a burial. Hillock? I had never heard of either. I made up a word. Hillock. It is. It's just a small hill. It's a mound. There you go. Hillock. Made a little hillock over her and then just died by it. I don't get it. Is it like all your friends are dead? Is it like that? Oh my god, he literally died on his hill. Oh my fucking god, did we just find the origin story? Weird hill to die on, but holy shit. We might have. Okay, so no shit. The next story is, I think, the story of Snow White, but it's called Snowdrop. So I'll put a bookmark in on that one. That one's pretty long, but I want to read that. I'm excited. I haven't read. I don't think I've ever actually read the original story of Snow White before. I don't know it. But the first like little quote singy song thing is some bitch talking to a glass. I think we found the OG. Yeah. This one, it's the one that has the only picture in it is of the dwarves. And Correct me if I'm wrong. There is an edition of Grimm's out there where the picture is like Snow White in a glass casket. This is the one. I'm trying. This is really. I don't know if it's as delicate. It just feels very crispy, crunchy. It is. I'll look it up. I bet I can look it up by the cover, like what edition it is. It feels old, but it could have just been terribly taken care of. Oh, I lost the picture. Catherine. It's not long, but like more than 2 pages. That's the photograph for it, and I think these are the. What does it say on there? It says 7 little dwarfs that lived among the mountains and dug and searched about for gold. They look a little scary. They look a little like Froud-esque. Brian Froud-esque, you know what I'm saying? Little like I think Snow White's like 12 or something, which makes it better that there's no non-consensual kissing cuz that shit's fucked. I don't know. We'll read that one next. But Gam, I think that's enough reading for the day, right? That's a lot. That was a lot. I feel like I went through a lot, but man, I've literally never really gone through this before. I did not plan this in any way, shape, or form, but it's kind of fucking weird. I mean, the stories are dark as fuck. These are like, so all were dead. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever read this one. I know the queen was fucking evil. I almost wondered, like, I have a weirdly vague memory. Like, I kind of want to think maybe the dwarves were, like, working for the queen at first or something, right? And then maybe they, like, were like, oh, she's an innocent girl. We love her. I love reading this shit. I'm such a nerd. I would sit around in a book club and just read books with people. I love to talk about this shit. Books are great. But to me, it feels the same as talking about a cool game or a cool movie or something we've all watched. It's just talking about something cool I took in and it's fun. But like, these are dark as fuck. Like that Jew one was fucked. What the shit? And there was another one. Genova looked up actually. There's another story in here that's got some light anti-Semitism light in it. Hold on, I want to mark this page and then I'll look it up which one that was. Put a band-aid in it. I don't have a bookmark ready. Oh, like icky ickies. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it considering there's a whole lot of death going on. Let me see. Which one? I'll recognize it if I read the name. I didn't read the rest of the names. I'm so sorry. The rest of the names, shut up. There's there's a story called Mother Hole. Or it's Mother Holly, but I'm going to go with Mother Hole. Anybody know? I didn't read the rest of the titles to you. I meant to, sorry. Asspuddle, the Young Giant and the Tailor, the Crows and the Soldier, Peewit, Hans and his wife Gretel. That's where we got startled. Cherry or the Frog Bride, Mother Hole. The Water of Life, Peter the Goat Herd, the Four Clever Brothers, the Elfin Grove, the Salad, the Nose, the what the fuck? The Salad. That's the story. The Salad, the Nose, the Five Servants, Cat Skin, the Robber Bridegroom, the Three Sluggards, the Seven Ravens, Roland and Maybird, the Mouse, the Bird, and the Sausage, the Juniper Tree. So. I don't know. Diet bigotry, only one oof per chapter. I know, what was it? The Mouse, the Bird, and the Sausage? Second to last, hold on. There's the Nose. Someone drew in my book. Hold up. I know this is a used book, but I'm suddenly upset. Lee Hawkins. Fuck you. You little bitch. What's that? If it was a penis, I wouldn't be that upset. But it's just a strange Picasso-esque profile of a face. Oh, there we go. The mouse, the bird, and the sausage. I wanted to see if there was a picture. Is there a sausage? Nope. Wow, it's short. Literally. The mouse, the bird, and the sausage. Once upon a time, a mouse, a bird, and a sausage took it into their heads to keep house together. And to be sure, they managed to live for a long time, very comfortably and happily. And beside that, added a great deal to their store so as to become very rich. It was the bird's business to fly every day into the forest and bring wood. The mouse had to carry the water and make the fire and lay the cloth for dinner. And the sausage was to cook to the household. That what? That's just the first paragraph. I thought we'd get something. I don't. Why is it a. What does the sausage. Is it just cooking itself? I don't know. It's only 2 more paragraphs. Fuck it. We'll take a break and then we'll jump into the game and play that for a bit. He who is too well off often begins to be lazy and too long for something fresh. Oh. Now it happened one day that our bird met with one of his friends, to whom he boasted greatly of his good plight. But the other bird laughed at him for a poor fool who worked hard, whilst the other 2 at home had an easy job of it. For when the mouse had made her fire and fetched the water, she went and laid down in her own little room till she was called to lay the cloth. And the sausage sat by the pot and had nothing to do but to see to it that the food was well cooked. And when it was mealtime, had only to butter, salt, and get it ready to eat, which it could do in a minute. The bird flew home, and having laid his burden on the ground, they all sat down to the table, and after they had made their meal, slept soundly until the next morning. Could any life be more glorious than this? I feel like we're reading the inner workings of just what happens inside of a refrigerator when the door is closed. Like Indian in the cupboard. That's all I can come up with. The bird flew home. Okay, yeah. The next day, the bird, who had been told what to do by his friend, would not go into the forest, saying he had waited on them and been made a fool for long enough. They should change about. Okay. They should change about and take their turns at the work. Oh, that spine. I need to get like a support for this book. Although the mouse and the sausage begged hard that things might go on as they were, the bird carried the day. So they cast lots, and the lot fell upon the sausage to fetch wood, while the mouse was to be cook and the bird was to bring water. It just writes itself. What happened by thus taking people from their proper work? People? The sausage set out towards the wood. The little bird made a fire, and the mouse set on the pot, and only waited for the sausage to come home and bring wood for the next day. But the sausage kept away so long that they both thought something must have happened to him, and the bird flew out a little way to look for him. This is all one long run-on sentence. Jesus. But not far off, he found a dog on the road who said he had met with that poor little sausage, and taking him for fair prey, had laid hold of him and knocked him down. The bird made a charge towards the dog of open robbery and murder, but the words are of no use, for the dog said he found the sausage out of its proper work and under false colors, and so he was taken for a spy and lost his life. Jesus fucking what? The little bird took up the wood very sorrowfully, and went home and told what he had seen and learned. The mouse said he had very much grieved, but agreed to do their best and keep together, excuse me. The little bird undertook to spread the table, and the mouse got ready the dinner. But when she went to dish it up, she fell into the pot and was drowned. When the bird came into the kitchen and wanted the dinner to be put upon the table, no cook was to be seen, so he threw that wood He threw the wood about there and everywhere and called and sought on all sides, but still could not find the cook. Meantime, the fire fell upon the wood and set it on fire. Yeah, that makes sense. The bird hastened away to get water, but his bucket fell into the well, and he after it. So ends the story of this clever family. The fiend. They all are dead. So I sense a them. Is the moral just you die? I kind of wonder, is it like women's work is women's work? Like if a woman dares leave the house to do something independently, they will be eaten by a dog or fall into a pot of soup. The sausage of death. What a winner. Oh, I was going to look at the back to see if there was any sort of date. It's got literally at one point this book was sold for $1. Woodward and Lothrop, Washington. I must have got this when I was living in DC. Virginia. I don't think it did. I think it doesn't have. There's nothing. I don't know what year this is, but it's crispy. Cool though. I like old books. They're fun. The Winnie the Pooh's one's really cool too, and the smell is just. That's true. Well, what did the man say? The man said that the other two were getting away with being lazy all day. I wonder if he secretly wanted them dead. Me too, Donna. A lot of my used books are from one specific store I used to go to in Baltimore all the time. And it was just my favorite. It was one of those bookstores you go in and it was like there wasn't 1 inch of the store not just covered in stacks of books. And like you could just dig. Like my Winnie the Pooh one actually is it's a first edition and I found it on the floor like in a stack of books in the back corner of the children's section. And when I brought it to the front, the salesperson like disappeared. Like looked at the book and was like, "Hold on." Disappeared for like 15 minutes, came back and was like, "This was in the wrong spot, but I'll give it to you for what it's supposed for like the price back there." I got it for like $15, but I think it's worth like 180 or something. It's not a ton. I'm not here to resell books, but I got it. I mean, I felt fucking I was like, "Oh my god. Oh my god." It was a very exciting moment. It's almost 4:20. How many minutes? 7 minutes. Let's take a real quick break. I'll pee, run an ad, and then let's jump into the game for a bit. I started late, so we can go late. I want to play the game. It looks really cool. I figure if we try a game every day, I'll at least get through 5 this year, right? I think I'm going to want to play a lot of this game because this game seems really fucking cool. Third place books is the shit. Yep. Death Sausage. Yes, that was like the one I used to go to in Baltimore. It was like a small house that was just overflowing, and it's the best. I love that. I love digging and finding treasures. You know, that's my favorite. Those are my favorite kind of stores. Like, yeah, give me a used bookstore any fucking day. That was my least favorite. Like, one of the things I missed the most when we were during the big part of the COVID shutdown was not being able to just go to bookstores. Just want to go to bookstores. I love bookstores. And it can be really loud. Good to know. I'll keep the volume just hella low and I'll do it gradual because I hear what you guys hear when it comes to the game. So I'll just start it really, really low and then we're not blasted out because I don't think any of us want to have bleeding ears today. I don't. Not today. Maybe another day. I've moved way too much to have any old treasures like that. My books are the one thing I literally try. I have sacrificed other spots in a moving van for my books. I'm insane. I know. It's sick. I have a problem. I'm good on my bleeding. Same. Same Z's. Thank you for that warning. I very much appreciate that. All right. Quick break. Stand up, stretch your dicks. Whatever you need to do. Load a bowl, obviously, if you need to, if you want to. I'll be back. God, I got an adjustable light, man. The sunlight changes in here so often all day. Ouch. so tight. Stretch, bitches. Oh my god. Hey, Glut, is this a controller game, mouse game? I don't have to have, like, dexterity with my mouse fingers, right? Stretching to play a video game. Who doesn't do this? Oh. Either sick. Yeah, you don't need to tear incisions. Do not. Nope. I'm sure you already know this, though, but there is very unique massage specifically for scar tissue. A lot of hospitals actually employ a massage therapist who comes in and just, like, works on making it so the skin doesn't heal to a super, super tight, nasty scar. It'll heal, like, soft and, you know, malleable. It's amazing. Okay. Oof. Oh, man, I can't pause this song. You guys love this song. Sex trafficking? What? Best not. We would never, right? There's no one here that would make light of sex trafficking. Yeah. Cause yeah. I wouldn't expect that from y'all. Ever, but like we did just read a story that was very anti-Semitic. You might be off tone a little. Let's not. Let's never do that. You know? I tilted her a little too much. All right, let me move chat and shit. I'm really excited. Gluck gave me this game a couple days ago when the sale was going on. And we watched the trailer for it and everything. It looks so fucking sick. The soundtrack alone, it's very Bastion. If you remember Bastion, we used to listen to the Bastion soundtrack a shit ton on the stream simply because it's incredible. And we were able to because of DMCA and all that. My hair keeps touching my ear and I think it's that cord. It looks so cool though. It's like got that kind of goth country. Dude, seriously, like, you know how Bastion kind of had like that just dope kind of, I don't know. We'll just get into it. Let me change category and shit. You'll see what I mean. The music very much gives me those vibes, and that is one of the best games and best soundtracks that has ever existed, ever. Like that, Transistor, Hades, ugh, those soundtracks. Transistor, still to this day, just thinking about it makes me kind of cry a little bit. That story is heart-wrenching. Side note, right before I went to break, I Google imaged these because none of them have fucking copyrights. 1950, 1923, and then a fun one. This is one of my treasures because I'm a freak, and I collect classics. Whatever, you know. Surgery of the colon, rectum, and anus. But it's my most expensive, like, oldest book. It's crazy. I don't know why, but this thing would resell for like $300 some. It's wild. And then this is dark. But y'all know what I used to do for a living. Just gonna take this moment real quick to say thank you so much for supporting my channel in literally any way, not just financially, because I don't have to do that anymore. But this happens to all medical workers. When you come home from work, a lot of the times you end up with a lot of shit in your pockets that you gotta empty. And I mean, if it leaves the hospital, technically you can't really bring it back in, so you end up with just a lot of shit. You know, just shit. Labels, garbage, whatever, in your pockets. Katie used to go home with toe tags a lot because every kit has like 4 toe tags in it. And I kept them. I don't know why, but I put them in this book, and that's where they live now. You would. Oh, there's diagrams and shit in there too. Hold on. It's actually a pretty, and it's really, really well, like, it's the quality of it. It's, what would you say? It was taken care of. I mean, it's like a textbook, right? But it's got some pretty sick diagrams in it. It's actually super interesting. This shit's fascinating to me. And the older books, sometimes they're just a lot more literal than newer textbooks. And, you know, a lot of human anatomy. We find out how to deal with diseases and stuff more, but human anatomy hasn't changed. Oh, I don't know where the picture is. I'll have to find it. I'll pull this out on Sunday when we read more of that other book. It's pretty cool, though. It's just really literal. It's literally like for a surgeon. It's like step by step how to cut into people. Fuck. Cheers. Happy 420. I'll read you some contents. Short! I know, that part is just so great. So, here's, you guys know some of these words. What percent of polyps of the colon occur in the rectum and the rectosigmoid? Where's our sigmoid? That's your fuckable butt. Describe the 3 types of rectal prolapse. It's great. And then there's a lot of case studies and shit. Is the open or closed type of anastomosis, excuse me, preferred in resections of the colon? It just goes on. It's crazy. I don't know. Why do I have these things? Nobody knows. The toe tag is probably the weirdest part. Rectum damn near killed him. Fuck! No, it's bitch. Damn it, Chief. Cheers. Happy 420. I gotta load. I've been nursing it. I'm literally out of weed. I didn't realize. Totally out. Bummer, dude. But I gotta feed my aminals and myself. You know how it goes. Ooh. I'ma loot that body. I'ma play my motherfucking flute while I loot that body. Ooh. I need to do some yoga after stream. My back is a little tweaky today. Okay, the game is called Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, right? Yeah. Wrong keyboard, you dumbass. Where in the world is... No. Yeah. There we go. This is a mature rated video game that may not be suitable for some viewers. Ma'am! Must you? There goes half of chat. What happened? Did I ruin it? Oh, God. Oh, my God. I got scared that... Dude, Fiata, if things didn't break so often and so frequent, that would have not slipped over my head. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. I really thought I broke. I'm too nervous. It's terrible. I death gripped my fucking grinder. I'm sorry. I really thought I broke something again. It's just so often. You're right, though. I'm not allowed to play this game if that's how it's going to go. It also says there's new DLC for the game. It should be installed with the game. Okay, we should be good. Glut says it goes immediately into the game. I rolled a 1. Uh-huh. Gotta move something. My cord's stuck. No! I didn't oh, it's fucking Steam. Don't worry about it. It's not the game. It's just Steam being a monger of cock. Every time I turn my controller on, it always wants to open up big picture mode. Who the fuck wants that? Does anyone use big picture mode? I don't think so. Not me. Exit. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want you. Nobody wants you. Shoo. Emerald, no idea. Honestly, like, best case scenario, I'm hoping, like, what I did was disassembled my PCs, took them outside, like, took, like, a plug-in canned air kind of thing, blew the shit out of them, dusted the fuck out of them, and just rearranged all the USBs and everything so everybody has its happy USB port and it's, you know, alone or whatever. I don't know. Who knows? I think it's just a PC that's been, it's my Franken bitch. You know, like there's parts in there that are very, very old, and some parts that are relatively new. It's a Franken bitch. She's itching. That's it. She's just itching and scratching. All right, game. Don't sass me today. We are not in the mood. All right. I'm gonna have my finger on the volume. Yes, it's gonna be quiet. Don't worry. She's barking at her reflection. She's barking at her reflection in a snake tank. I'm not fucking with you right now. Oh my god. It's just a snake. I know. It's all fun and games until she attacks the dog in the snake tank, right? Literally my thoughts. I have to move that snake tank. I heard this one. This one with the squirrel, right? Always with... Dude. This is... One of you farted. Was it you? One of them has farted. Definitely. Miss Ma'am. Dude, they're just special, right? There's no other word to describe them. I give them a hard time. Like, you're supposed to be the smartest breed. They really are hyper intelligent. But, like, in the way that humans that are hyper intelligent lack a lot of social skills, that's them. Like, they're so smart about some things, and then other things, you're just like, okay. But look at that noodle. You need to be, you need a haircut. Like, mom needs a haircut. Sweet baby girl. Did you bark at your reflection and figure it out later? Yeah. She literally scared. You smell like a fart. You smell like a fart, baby girl. It's great though. I still love you, even though you smell kind of like a dying animal right now. Did you get excited at the sneckle? Yeah. That's the best itch in the whole world right there. What? Poodles. The pack, they seem settled. I don't know what set them off, but Lil then decided she could see her reflection in one of my snake enclosures and decided to howl at it. And it was precious, and now she feels bad and she needed to snuggle. We just needed a snug, huh, baby girl? They're just precious. Did you scare yourself, little? That's okay, I get it. It's fine. She's fine. Reflect, I'm not, like, I actually do have mirrors. Like, actually, one is, like, part of that. It's one of those just flat, like, no frame mirrors or whatever that's kind of stuck to the wall. It was here when we moved in, and then I have one that it's like an antique or whatever, and they're draped in sheets like I'm Miss Haversham, or whatever the fuck her name was, because this little bitch will catch a reflection and not stop barking at it. I don't have any mirrors, because we have to sheet them like we're in mourning or something. There's like a recliner directly across the room from this mirror. She'd pass out in the recliner, And while she's awake, she's fine. But once she wakes up from this said nap, she forgets, like, where she was, I guess, and sees a reflection and is like, oh, I guess I have to panic now and howl. You're sweet and I love you so much, but you're a little silly. That face just melts my soul. Our first boy was a chocolate, and they're like orange cats, smart but extra silly. I swear, her especially. She's just a goofball in so many weird ways. Like the way they sleep, her weird eating habits. Like she doesn't like to eat around anybody, so she eats usually at nighttime, middle of the night while everyone's sleeping. I hear like crunch, crunch in the kitchen. Her goofy face. I don't know. The fact that they're twins, like same parents, same litter, have been together since day one, but they're so different. Like they're so different. Their personalities, Trick versus Lil, they're so fucking different. It's weird. And like my friend Rod, he went and adopted a poodle from the same people, who is from the same parents, just like a lot, like, you know, probably, I don't know, 3 generations down or whatever. And she has a totally different personality. It's just so interesting, and I love it. And I don't know if that's just, I feel like that's something you get when you just have an like what's deemed as an intelligent breed, whatever the fuck that means. Because I grew up with like labs, you know, kind of dogs that are like not dumb, but like himbo dogs, what I call them. They're sweet, good intentions, full of dumb. Just the sweetest dogs in the world, though. Whereas these guys, they have more of a personality, I think, like individualized, because they're really smart. Like smart in that they learn how to trick you with shit, you know? I'm sure a lot of you that have had a smart dog, your dog has done the fake whine. A fake injury. That one I caught real early when they were puppies for attention. Like, what kind of dog? It's amazing. They're too smart. You, like, have to be smart enough to outsmart them. Otherwise, you will be stuck in a cycle of, like, I don't know, your dog's like, no, you believed it last time. You know? My Corgi doesn't do commands. You have to talk to him like a person. You know, I kind of do that with these guys, but it's because I didn't really have to teach them with commands. Most of the shit they know, they learned kind of from, like, body language more than anything. She's holding my hand now because I hung my arm down like I was going to grab her hand. She likes to hold hands. It's fine. Like, you know, it was weird things I did on accident they learned that are just body language stuff now. So it's a lot of not even auditory commands or anything like that. They're too smart. Like, I have to stay on top of it all the time. I was talking about it with Cleve when we were at TwitchCon, actually, because they have a poodle as well. And we were talking about all the different activities we have to come up for our dogs to keep them mentally active, because if you don't, they're destructive. Like, ours didn't destroy too much before I caught on to this, but I don't know if you guys remember a few summers back when we first got them, they were trying to dig under my fence. Like, they were digging everything. Digging constantly. And it's because they're fucking bored. Like, they're too smart. You have to do, like, intelligent, like, hide-and-seek games and shit with them. Which now I love and is fun, but I was not prepared. I did not know. At all. They ate, the corner of the couch. That was that was just her, though. I watched that happen. This little bitch ate the entire corner of a couch. Yep. That was terrible. I don't think they got any of the carpet. They tried. I caught them, like, clawing at the carpet. I was like, absolutely not. That's not happening. But I got them, like, those puzzle toys, you know, like, where they kind of have to, like, either paw something off of it to get the treat inside, or they have to roll it in a certain way. They're weird. They remind me of the Bozo the Clown thing. They've got a weight in them somehow, so the dog can't just continuously roll them forever and get the treats out. But those we hide in the yard, or, like, hide t-shirts that smell like me, which is the weird, but they love it. A sock that is something I've just worn, hide it in the yard. Oh, my God. They love it. It's the best game ever, but it keeps them from destroying my life. You know, I have seen the puzzle mats. I just haven't been able to get one. I've seen them, and they look amazing. Those are the ones where they like, move. Like, they kind of move little pieces around, right? They kind of have to paw them open or something. I think I've seen them. I think I know the ones you're talking about. My kitty understands everything I say to her and answers with her. So do these guys. I swear the same thing. Yep. So hard, Quill. It's weird. Like, I talk to them because I swear they look at me and look like they're listening. And have, like, emotions. I'll have to look for them. I actually have buttons for them, and no shit, the voice scares the fuck. Zach bought I don't know when. It was a while back. Like a year ago, he bought a set of like, they look like Simon buttons, but it's like, you know, to get your dog to learn how to talk to you or whatever. The voice scares the fuck out of Lilith. She hates it. Like, she tried to attack it and jump and bark at it. She hates it so much. It's really loud, to be fair. They would be amazing if she didn't hate. It's literally like not a calming. I don't know if it's just the one Zach got or whatever, but it sounds like Simon Says voice. It's like, sad, sad. Like it yells and it's super abrupt. And so when I was just like, like touching the buttons really softly, just showing them what they do, she fucking hated it. Like it was enemy number one. So if I get them, I got to get them with like Siri's voice or something, you know, like, I'm hungry. Sad, mother. Sad. It's a synthetic voice. That's what I think it is. It's very robotic, very loud, abrupt voice. And it scares her to the point where she won't stay in the room. And I'm not going to force my dog to do like stay in the room for something terrible. It's making her uncomfortable as much as I'd love to. But we did. We tried. It would be hilarious. Cheers. The frequency was my first guess. No shit, because I can hear it. Like my destroyed, you know, mid-30s ears going to too many concerts. There's something when the thing talks, it's almost like this like plays in the background the whole time. It's like making a sound. You hear like a mosquito buzz. I fuck you not. I heard it though. Cheers. Bruh. That's incredible. I almost don't want Lilith to be able to talk. Like, as much as I love her so much, I don't know what to compare her to. Like, the neediest needy little bitch that's ever needied. If she could, like, I wish I could show you. She's actually currently laying on my feet right now. But my couch is like, the back of it is bumped up against my desk. And that's where she lays all day. And she drapes her head over the back of that couch. And just... the whole stream. That's what she does all day. It's just guilt. It's 24/7. You're not loving me or touching me, so I'm just going to stare at you until you do. Guilt. She never stops. She loves me. I don't. But she would, I mean, if she could vocally communicate whatever's going on in her head at that time. Mom, 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 mom. It would never stop. I don't think it would ever stop. I love her so much, but holy shit. Holy shit, Vex. There's got to be one where you got to be able to program your own voice or something into it, because it's like it's set words. It's not like I mean, I haven't fucked with it for a bit. From what I remember, it's not like an enormous dictionary as part of it or anything like that. It's like set words are in it. I don't know. I'll have to look at it again. So like, why couldn't I record like my voice? That'd be weird. I would hate that, but like someone's voice, and not a robot with the shit. Not my favorite. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to look for a programmable one. I'm going to write it on my hand because I don't have a notebook. It's fine. Dude. Oh my God. I mean, they're so hyper smart. Like, that's the thing. It wouldn't even be hopeless. They would learn. I wouldn't even doubt it. I know they would. The thing is, like, Lilith is the one that's the most willing to participate. She likes doing tricks and stuff. Trick, he's like, you know. And if she's scared of it, it kind of ruins it. And if I could get one that she's not scared of, dude, she'd learn it. She's dumb smart. Oh, chat, audition to be the buttons. Shut the fuck up. Seriously, other flipped away. Isn't that weird? That's so different. Yeah. Trick, he'd probably, but like, I don't know. He's just more tentative, but not because he's nervous. He just doesn't want to, he doesn't care. He's just like happy to be there. He's very content to just be in the room, hang out, just like be a part of the group, you know? Lilith wants to participate in the group. She like needs to be with the group, in the group. That would be cool. I'd be down. What if there was a thing, dude? I mean, someone made like, what was that? It was like a Tom Tom, but it was narrated by Snoop Dogg at one point. Anything's possible if you believe. That's what I'm saying. If only you had a friend who was shortlisted for the BAFTA. I mean, let's be real. You know what that bitch probably costs for voice work these days? I needed to hit her up back when she was like not being credited and being brushed aside and ignored and treated like shit. I can't afford that level of talent, motherfucker. My God. And rightfully so. She deserves it. But on that note, I saw one of my mods say fucking time check and I realized what time it is and the sun is going down. I need to get my dogs out. Happy fucking Faded Friday. Today was fun. This game's amazing. I want to play more tomorrow. I think it saves. It saves after each story. Yeah, it does. So we're good. I just wanted to make sure it was actually saving. But this is the most unique game I think I've ever played. Like up there with Inscription and shit, you know what I mean? I've never played anything like this in my life. But I like it. It's in a good way. And I dig it. And all the voice acting, like I can't imagine how much effort went into all the voice acting and all the fucking storytelling and shit in this game. Yeah, I'm really like, my brain is so curious where it's gonna go. Like how far the stories evolve and what kind of people. Like we're literally on the edge of running into the next camper. We've only met one camper, but we have so many more stories now to pick from. That last camper I got nervous about. Like I was running out of stories. This one I have so many more. I'm excited. I'm excited. Cheers. Last hit of, forever. I think, hold on. I mean, you don't have to do shit. I'm just thinking slowly. Yeah, Zeke's still playing Morrowind, and I'm gonna be honest, just the music alone, like, strokes my head like velvet that doesn't have a wrong way to stroke. You know what I'm saying? Morrowind, man. I think that was my first like Elder Scrolls game I ever played, and the nostalgia of it alone is just incredible. So that's why I just gotta see Morrowind. I gotta see more of it. He's not doing a full playthrough. I think this is literally the last day he's playing it. So then, you know, no shit. Yesterday, like just the voices of some of the like the Khajiit and shit he was talking to, my brain was like, oh my God. Like it ignited something in my head. I was like this close to installing the ESO again. That close. Like, oh God. Just to go bask in the wonder that is Vivek City. I don't know, man. I was so close. That game tickles me in weird ways. It's just so much nostalgia. Oh, no shit, and it takes seeing each camper, like, 4 times or so before you finish their stories, and then when you finish their story, it's, like, the best story, allegedly. Yeah, I'm super stoked to see where this goes, because I just have no idea. I love a unique concept. It's just everything. So rare. Fuck, dude. I said butt fuck. He's in a town I used to fast travel to for the at the start of the game to steal someone's glass armor. That's amazing. I mean, it's just, man. Morrowind, dude. I may or may not have failed an entire college course to stay home. Like, I think I've told you guys this before. This is a very minor story before we rate him. When I was in college, this is so not an exaggeration. It's actually like shame. I'm embarrassed of this. It's sick. I paid money for this class. I would get up at like 5 in the morning, shower, wash the fuck out of my hair, blow dry the fuck out of it, straighten the fuck out of it because it was a time and this is what we did every day. Get ready, full fucking beat because of course, Estee Lauder double wear everything every goddamn day all over my face. Get completely ready because I lived in like a little duplex with a friend of mine and a couple other roommates, so I'd be in my room this whole time getting ready. I'd have my jacket on, shoes on, backpack on, ready to walk to college where I'm paying, and I would plop my ass down on the couch and load up Morrowind, and then eventually Oblivion, fully dressed with my backpack on, and I would do this multiple days in a row. I'm just gonna play for 5 minutes. Anyone out there think I only played for 5 minutes? Bless you. You have a lot more faith in me than exists in the world. Yeah, literally 11 hours later. Like, I would fool myself because it would still be dark, like the time I would normally leave for school in the morning. And I'd be like, maybe I didn't just sit here for 11. Oh, fuck. Done. Gone. And the way I would like justify it is I wouldn't take my shoes, my jacket off, or my backpack. I would wear them the whole time. Because if I didn't take them off, it made my brain, I don't know. I don't know. It was all bullshit. I didn't go. Yeah, it was terrible. But I mean, goddamn, those games are great. I just wish I would have found them after college because Jesus Christ. I definitely fucked up a little. Fucked up a little bit. Paid for it. It's whatever. Seriously, it stops time. Games like that, like, it's crazy how time would just flow like that back then. I wish I could find a game that did that for me these days. Where you just, 11 hours. And you're like, do I have a UTI? Have I eaten? Am I dead? Those are the games you hold on to for dear life. But I've just played the fuck out of them. I know every inch of them. I can't anymore, but goddamn, they were good times. That's it. That was my story. It's shameful. We're friends. I didn't fail a class, but I definitely skipped a lot of class for Twilight Princess when that released as well, doing the exact same thing. I'm really glad I'm in therapy and medicated now. It's great. I don't just completely avoid adult responsibilities by justifying by but I had my backpack on. What the fuck? What? I couldn't even tell you what my brain was saying to me. Like, if you keep your shoes, your backpack, and your jacket on, then it's okay that you completely skipped all these classes. What? What is going on? What? I couldn't tell you. I don't know. But for some reason in my head, it made it okay or something. Like, maybe I thought I went to school. I get that. Honestly, I wish I had a game like that. I want a game. I want something not to lose my life to, but when you just have a game that when you need a few hours to pass and just disappear because maybe you're a little anxious or a little whatever, you can sit down in that game and guarantee it will happen. I don't have that right now and I miss it. And now I can't even sew. Fuck. I totally exactly, Viata. Like I had my shoes on. I never took my jacket off. I never took my backpack off. Like I was gonna go. I should get a refund. Fucking disgusting. Sick. It's sick. I couldn't even tell you what was going on. Literally, Vex, I think it was that. It was like the epitome, the epitome of procrastination. Like, whatever that is, the fucking apex of procrastination. Like, I'm fully dressed. I can leave and catch my class at a fucking moment's notice. I'm just gonna run across the map real quick. It'll take me at max 7 minutes. And 9 hours go by, and you're like, oh no. I could still catch the end of this lab. I'll catch the end of the lab. I'm just gonna get to the safe. Yep. I'm just gonna. Yeah. It's a cycle. It's terrible. Intentions, dude. It was my intentions made it okay in my head. I'm glad I grew out of that and I actually bucked up and did school and graduated and whatever. But holy shit. Thinking back on it and being able to literally think through the thought processes I had at that time, but not come to the same conclusion. It's like doing the same math problem, but for some reason, 25-year-old me was like, no, it totally makes sense that we did this. And now me is like, what the fuck were you on? Oh, you were sober because you were constantly being checked because you were in a medical program? What the fuck? Maybe that was the problem. All right, I'm rating Zach. The sun is going away. I love you guys. Take your joy. Don't drink your bong. My God, cheers. I said that yesterday and I really regretted it. Don't ever drink bong water. It could make you very, very ill. Don't do that. Cheers. I love you. Take care of yourself. I will be back tomorrow morning. Good God. I'm very ready for longer days now. I know we already had our shortest day, but seriously, the sun's already gone. It's like 5. Barely. It's 4:30. Hate this. See you tomorrow morning. Drink water. Eat something tasty. Let's go enjoy some Morrowind. I'll be right back.